good. Live, maybe. Give it a few seconds. Give it some time.
We can't say that word, right?
Time?
We can't talk about COVID, right?
You actually can't. Yeah. No, shut up.
Yeah, like we can't act
YouTube is
No,
actually...
you're right. No, you're right.
YouTube is...
Stop saying the word.
Restart the stream. YouTube has banned COVID.
the talk of such derogatory words.
I forgot where to go to like view the comments and shit from here.
Usually the video.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done this.
You have though.
No, it's mostly me.
Is it?
Yeah,
Totally accurate tournament.
It's fine. Did you see not for?
What?
Not for.
not
Not for, 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 not for.
Yeah.
Oh, is it working? Wait, are we streaming?
Yeah. I just want to check the audio, and I don't have my adapter for my phone right now.
What adapter do you need?
It's like
you know that's where my paring knife went.
You know the iPhones need their little like you either need the headphones with the lightning cable on it or lightning cable to audio jack.
Yeah, it's like the Google phone.
Yeah, USB-C for mine. So
yeah.
Do you have a USB-C
for headphones?
Adapter? Yeah.
No,
okay.
That's long gone.
I don't know where mine went. It just fell out of my pocket, I guess, and it's gone now. Will you stop it with the paraphernalia?
Me? Fuck you.
So we are live.
Who wants an edible?
Not me. Not yet. Give me a year.
Oh, that'll be a fun day.
Won't it? I'm gonna lose so many fucking brain cells. I hope I lose the last 3 years.
You'll just lose a lot of workout days.
Why?
Because you'll eat everything.
That's fine. My metabolism is very high.
Mine isn't.
I know.
Case in point, really.
Dager.
This is so stuck to my bar.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Everybody's heard?
Yeah.
Is this too close to me? Is it too far away from Josh? What do we got?
Speak.
Speak.
Speak. Join us.
Speak.
Join us.
Hello.
One of us.
I'm gonna get louder than this, I promise.
Perhaps one day. Mankind will too discover that time and space is more simple than the human equation.
You ever think like hiring yourself out to Kindle? To read,
All the time. I love the sound of my own
read
voice.
Ernest Hemingway.
If I'd read anything, it'd definitely be
Can
that
I have my
sexy son of a
alcohol,
bitch.
please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll need it.
Yeah, we should be good.
All right.
I'll double
I was
check.
debating
that
on
here.
grabbing it like that fucking picture.
So, by the way, Ashley volunteered to possibly get us some food delivered here. So, would you guys...
Why don't you join us?
She's playing Luigi's Mansion 3.
She's playing what?
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Well, tell her to play it over
Obviously.
here.
But
Just
you guys
sit on
want
the
to order
couch
some
back there.
Pasquale's Pizza and Wings?
I'm not ordering Pasquale's. I'm not.
Why not?
Because
That's not
the
true.
horrors of Chuck E.
That can't be
Cheese.
true.
It is true.
That can't
It's
be
100%
true.
true. For everybody not in on the joke, so Pasquale's Pizza and Wings, and there are many other made-up names and made-up restaurant chain names in light of the whole, can we say pandemic, epidemic,
No.
whatever the fuck is going on, the plague.
Well, if we want to take a page out of the Game Grumps, it's just the Backstreet Boys' new tour.
I don't want to take that page. So, a bunch of restaurants, in order to stay in business or retain business or, you know, just continue performing, that have to do with restaurant chains or food in general, or that's part of their income. And if you just wouldn't eat there, now they're available on Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever, under disguises, different names, different fallacies. One of them is Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
Squallies.
Pasquale. I think it's Pasquale. You're right.
It's, yeah. Pasqually.
You looked it up?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. We can order Grubhub.
I'm not. No.
We can customize our Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
The only surviving Chuck E. Cheese is in Aurora, and I hate that city.
That's what it is. It's Chuck E. Cheese's. Chuck E. Cheese's made up this fictional restaurant in order to sell their food, while people can still stay home and people aren't allowed to
So
really
what's
go to
like?
there.
What's Casa Bonita's moniker?
I
Hernandez's.
They should have closed out 15 years ago. Let's find out.
The food is fucking
They'll
terrible.
never die.
Why the fuck not? Who's the asshole who keeps them in
Dumping
business?
money into that place?
Yeah.
The gorilla. It's an eccentric billionaire who gets his rocks off by jumping off in a gorilla suit.
Casa Bonita. Let's see.
Source of income?
This is the South Park zone. I don't know if they have anything available. Online
I can do this.
ordering.
I don't
It's
know.
just tobacco.
I don't know.
It's just tobacco.
I'm sure it's probably okay.
It's like if I smoked a cigarette.
It's fine, I guess. So,
I have
whatever.
no idea.
Fuck Casa Bonita, fuck everything else. But yeah, look out. I think Boston Market's doing it. Possibly.
Boston Market.
Maybe.
Chicken place?
Yeah. Weird fucking places. I heard that. Who the fuck else is doing it? Chili's maybe?
Chili's gave me food poisoning.
Yeah. Shocker. Probably Olive Garden. There's some actual
Olive Garden's doing fine.
actual sit-down restaurant chains. A few of them are doing the same thing, so that they can continue pumping it out, because there's a lot of restaurant chains out there, like Chuck E. Cheese, but less bad, that you still wouldn't want to eat
Yeah.
at home.
But like, do you know anyone that's been to Chuck E. Cheese in the last decade?
No, I don't associate with people like
I
that.
have adult friends.
Really?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like you had adult friends that have gone.
No.
I thought that was, I thought that was the segue you're going into.
I
was
have
like,
adult friends, and I'll have you know,
they
all of us,
love
every Saturday.
Yeah. Dude, that's our fucking hangout spot, man.
Pizza, wings, games, rats,
It's a good time. I don't know what the problem
game
is.
a
rats,
mouse, isn't
rat
it?
games.
Dude, did you know you can get prizes there?
What kind of
You
prices?
can go up to Blackhawk or you can go to Chuck E. Cheese. And I choose to have fun.
You imagine just being on a fucking bender, walking into Chuck E. Cheese, betting the fucking house.
Outside of that,
They haven't stopped me yet.
outside of the warning to that, I want to talk about the Snyder Cut.
Okay, what is that?
Exactly. So this has been a thing with all of the I want to call them zealots for some
An
reason.
airbender.
That's water bending, you fuck. It's vapor. Is it in between? You don't have to be an airbender to fuck with vapor.
I mean,
I'm the Avatar, motherfucker.
I've literally been sitting down and watching this with my beautiful wife, Ashley. All right? I think I should know a few things. I know that you have to be an earthbender in order to bend metal. You got to be a waterbender if you want to do blood.
can I go on an unpopular segue real quick?
Absolutely. I don't care anymore.
I don't.
We'll get to the
What
Snyder Cut.
is the hype about Avatar?
What are you
It's
talking
just
about?
a fun cartoon.
Is it?
Good values, good messages,
I mean,
good,
I
good
got
decent
through, like,
action. It's
I
just
got-
a fun little
It's
cartoon.
good
I
content.
got
that's
through
all.
the first season and I was like, I don't know why everyone's up their butt.
You don't have to
Well,
like
it's the
it.
first season.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what sucks? Okay, the thing is that if, or at least a good rule of thumb that I go by, is that if a show has a dog shit first season, but you realize it has 5, that's probably the worst one.
Okay.
For sure.
Especially animated. A lot of animations
Yeah.
suffer from a very low budget until people start watching it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, think
It-
about Castlevania. Castlevania only had 4 episodes in their first season, and now they
I
got
still
3.
haven't watched Castlevania.
Check it out.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I don't watch things.
I like the little turn of Alistair there at the end.
I like their spin on Dracula more than anything, actually.
Right.
That really stands out to me. Because they don't make him just a senseless monster. Really, he's more of a cynical god. is essentially his thing.
One of my favorite scenes from season 2 is Belmont just sucker punches him in the jaw.
Yeah, he goes,
You must
be the Belmont. Like, who the fuck?
Because he wasn't mad. He was just like, out of all the people who would absolutely sucker punch an immortal being, it would be this deranged family of monster hunters.
It's a very good delivery. But, alright, so the Snyder Cut. for all the zealots who believe that DC makes nothing but good movies and they need to have
They're all
a better
wrong.
budget and also, hey now, hey,
Hey,
all
now.
3 of you people who showed up, please don't leave
There's
because
only
he
one.
said that you're wrong. It's probably someone who really thinks that Batman v Superman is a masterpiece. Also, my own conspiracy is that Batman v Superman is called Batman v Superman as opposed to Batman versus Superman or anything like that is because V is also like 5, as we learned from V for Vendetta.
5 for Vendetta is not the movie title.
You're right. And you've made a good point today. And
Doctor.
honestly, it feels like that movie's supposed to be the 5th entry, and I think that's Zack Snyder nodding at himself like, the people in charge of this fucked me.
I'm a pretty clever guy.
Maybe. The thing is that now there's going to be the Snyder Cut because the Justice League came out, which is possibly, as per production value and the budget that the movie was based on, the most bungled, awful, blundering attempt at a superhero mashup movie. And so what happened behind the scenes with all that was that some personal stuff happened with Zack Snyder. He couldn't be there for it, essentially. He had to be pulled away from his work. There was a bunch of media and like production studio influence, and eventually the studio brought in Mr. Joss Whedon of Firefly, Buffy the Vampire, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Avengers fame in order to rescue the movie.
You know, I'm just going to interject here. That new look with the glasses really just gives credit to your fucking trivia knowledge.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm an autismo. I enjoy the internet. That's what these say. That's what I'm trying to project here.
Between that plaid jacket and those glasses, you're really hitting all the
yeah, and then you
Black
have...
jacket.
all the
Dude,
key
I found
notes.
this in the dumpster outside. I was
Especially
told.
with, like, the Evil Dead shirt underneath it all. Like,
Hey, thank you for recognizing it. Yeah. Good old Ash Williams to my rescue.
just glaring at me through your fucking vomiting out of trivia
Let's
knowledge.
tango, bitch. That's from the
Anyway,
first season.
moving
Anyways,
on.
So, the idea that happened was that, so it's basically the most bungled, enormous movie that's supposed to be huge. Since we were kids, since I was a child at least, because my dad is also kind of a comic book nerd, and there's a lot of, like, anywhere from children to even elderly people who have waited for a live-action, huge-budget Justice League movie, right?
Uh-huh.
It's cultural.
Right, no,
And
yeah.
it fails.
Hard.
It happens and it fails.
Because,
So,
like...
yeah. They
I don't know
so
why
now there's a thing
limp-wristed that, but whatever.
that they want to call the Snyder Cut. As we all know, Jared Leto is no longer Joker. They've already done a standalone Joker movie with Jack and Phoenix, and
That's not his name, but
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
go
that.
for it.
I've never met the guy. And they've already
Jack and
recast
Phoenix!
Batman.
You did good in that movie.
Jack and Phoenix, is that you? Can I get an autograph? The capital J.
Can you imagine he actually signs it as Jack and Phoenix?
Jack and Phoenix, Gakin apostrophe. His real first name.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. My Jack and my Phoenix. And so Jared Leto's out. Superman is out. He moved on. He moved on mid-production when they wanted reshoots. He wouldn't shave his mustache. That's another terrible bungle about
Yeah.
it. Now that he's
Because he was in another movie.
Henry Rubberlip Cavill, which he could have shaved it, and they could have, in the other movie, put on a perfectly fine prosthetic mustache. But out of spite, and out of the fact that Henry Cavill knew what was going to happen to the movie, he said, I'm not risking anything else for this. I'm not sacrificing the hair on my lip for this fucking production. Literally. And Ben Affleck is just like, I'm out. They already recast him. A new movie's being produced.
Ben Affleck
And
wasn't in Superman? Batman v Superman?
Ben Affleck was, but now he's no longer Batman. He was trying to get out of that Batman role after Batman v Superman. He was like, nope, I hate this.
So you're talking about this next supposed Snyder Cut.
That's the interesting thing, is that all these events have happened. Just about every major character except for Wonder Woman have been recast already, and they're moving in different directions, and now they announced they're actually going to do the Snyder Cut of the movie, where now Zack Snyder is going to fulfill his vision, the dark, gritty...
Look, that's a fucking angel, so she would
No.
move on.
And... but...
Confused, but fine.
Yeah. I don't know. But everyone's coming back, is the thing.
Everyone.
So now Ben Affleck's back. Henry Cavill is supposedly going to be Superman again. It's the
Suck them
weirdest,
back
like,
in.
yeah. It's like they're redoing it. It's going to be like a 4-hour-long movie potentially. All of just like, and it's going to be
4
the way
hour
Snyder
long.
wanted. And what Zack Snyder wanted was the Man of Steel 2, I believe a Batman movie, Batman v Superman, introducing more members of the Justice League, and then a Justice League movie meeting up with Justice League versus almost said Doomsday.
So,
Legion of Doom.
I wonder what decision
wish.
Yeah.
came from the top that said, no, we're just skip to this.
Because they wanted to catch up. Marvel was past, I think, Age of Ultron or something by the
they're
time Man of Steel came out.
No, they were into the Thanos
Yeah.
story arc
So
before Batman v Superman failed.
it was this misunderstanding of how that happened, of how Marvel worked, it seems, of like establish the characters and then have them do things together.
Well,
Instead, just have these characters do things together.
right? Because they're like,
we want
they'll
to catch up, and these will make money.
Yeah.
And now they're backtracking super hard because it seems that just everything is so unpopular that they do that it's the one thing that a bunch of Zack Snyder fans and DC zealots were like, we want this. And now they're so desperate to shill for fucking cash that they're just like, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to do everything that the fans want. All right, we're going to let Zack Snyder have his vision and everything else.
I'm gonna throw that out there to any game/movie creators. Just because the fans want it doesn't mean it's actually gonna be that great.
Look at Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's a fucking diamond in the rough example, man.
No. It's a good product, but relative to how many people complained about it and how much that sold, I think it's completely unbalanced. I think most of the people who bothered to say that this is the wrong move and Sonic doesn't look like this and blah blah, all these freaking nerds, they didn't buy into it. They didn't go to the theater to see it.
To be fair, Sonic should never have teeth.
No, not really. Not unless they're Sonic X teeth, which I watched a couple episodes of Sonic X because that's on Netflix. The most autistic intro song I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god!
Everything from Sonic in terms of music is hilarious.
Oh, but it's so
It's
incredibly
so bad.
That one specifically.
Because it's
fast.
Yeah, it's
That's the song.
but it's like 120 BPM. Like
Yeah.
it's not even thrash metal in terms of speed, and
It's incredible. It's truly incredible. I insist that we just watch the intro.
but it's like Sonic Forces or
Sonic Adventure?
the hilariously bad game on GameCube. I don't know. It was like heralded as the worst
Oh,
Sonic game ever. Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, and they'd had those songs.
Sonic Forces. The thing that's missing in Sonic Forces when it comes to cringe entertainment is that it's self-aware now. They deliberately make shitty, cringy songs, but it's just not the same knowing that before
They
there was
know it
someone
now.
who was like, yeah, this rocks. You know?
It's just some dude in his fucking recording studio.
Just jamming out.
jamming the fuck out, and someone goes like, yeah, we can use this game, and he's like, I'm awesome.
Do you remember that fucking the Resident Evil 6, whichever one we played, the last campaign with fucking
Ooh. Yeah, with Jake and
I almost
Sherry.
said Jake and Sully.
I know, me too.
Jake and Sherry.
That's Monsters Inc.
That it was like that kind of like super.
It
just
is that
over
caliber.
the top. And then also we started looking into it, and there's some kind of like cover up or something going on with that fucking song and the guy who made it, because it took a while to even figure out the name of the guy that wrote it.
That's a whole other thing. They credit it to like some random bum in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I shit you not.
some guy.
And off the bat, was I like? I was like, because Troy Baker voices Jake in that game,
And the guy-
son of, he sounds exactly like Troy Baker.
It sounds like Troy Baker trying to sing that song.
And on the side, and before Troy Baker was the famous voice actor that he is, he
Right.
was a vocalist in a band. So I was like, oh my god,
This is his
is that
name.
Troy Baker?
then we
Because this
started
is
looking-
awful.
And then we
This is
started looking it
awful.
up, and like it took a while because we had to go find the name of that song. It took a while to even find what the fuck the name of that song was. And then when I was looking
my
it up,
God.
every time I found a version of that song on the internet, it was credited to some different, like, there's like 3 people. One person that wrote it, one person that produced it, and the singer.
It was like
and it was
Japanese
credited
composer.
yeah.
It was like...
And it was, every time I found the video, it was credited to one of those people as that person that did that song. And trying to find the guy, like, I looked...
Who actually sang it.
It
took like 10 minutes. And
it
that's a
took
long time.
The entirety of the credits for that game, I was looking for the name of the guy that
we
sang
were
that
both
song.
on our phones listening to this song, giggling. Like, what the fuck is this?
And then, like,
just, like, trying to
8
figure
minutes
this
later,
out.
I'm, like, worried I'm gonna get fucking doxxed by the CIA, because the more I look into it, it's nothing made sense there. I couldn't find the guy. When I finally found him, it was like very vague, general things. Couldn't find out anything about him.
He has no prerequisites about it.
He's
There's
got
nothing
a
else that
YouTube
he's
channel,
done.
maybe, and just nothing else. He's done nothing else in his life except to be on the internet.
It's awful suspicious. It looks like they marked a guy because they were like, oh, this can't taint my my colorful voice career.
Yeah, give this guy $60.
Dude, if they found out Troy Baker was the vocalist on that song in Resident Evil 6, I don't think he would have been Batman in Batman. I don't think that he'd be Joel. I don't think he'd be any of those things because, oh my god, dude.
It was a lot. The end of that campaign was a lot.
The end of the campaign was the best part. Everything else was boring as shit. At the end of the campaign, though, because Jake is Wesker's son, you Superman punch basically Nemesis in the face. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, that's glorious.
And then it just takes off like a rocket ship because you do all that crazy action shit like that. And then there's this weird scene right at the end where both of them together, you grab the gun to shoot this man one last time.
Yeah.
And then you ride off on this giant fucking metal like tram holding hands, and it fades to like white. You don't even get to see if you guys make it out of there. And then that song starts and it cuts to credits.
Completely like open-ended ending. And it's about an enemy, of course, because Resident Evil never knows when to properly kill off their villain, and it's always, not always, especially in the new ones when it comes to Nemesis and like what they did with Dr. Burkham and shit like that. He keeps evolving and everything else, but this Nemesis character wasn't evolving, he wasn't changing or anything.
It was just
this big angry thing with a claw.
You blow him up, you
lips.
grind him into a wall with a giant drill, you dip him in earth goo, other people call it magma, you just...
Magma.
You burn him with a super rocket, with the ascent of a super rocket, and then when you shoot him with a .45 caliber handgun. Yeah. And after Superman punching him in the face with superpowers.
I was hitting him in the head with a crane. Constantly.
That's right.
I was shooting boxes at him with this fucking pulley system.
It's always interesting when they do that where you or like in Resident Evil 7 with the fucking dad, where you defeat them and then they evolve after it. You know, like they grow into it and then they're harder to kill. You can't kill them the same way, something like that.
Right.
But just that campaign in 6 sucked. It's just the worst. Anyways, the Zack Snyder cut. So this is happening this year. Everyone's coming back, and I just wanted to go off of that topic and lead into Joss Whedon, because then he became the main director of Justice League. Zack Snyder always had the same vision.
Send me that link.
For the Justice League movie. That was how they were supposed to differentiate themselves from Marvel. It was going to be dark, it was going to be gritty, it was going to be a little bit more realistic, which Batman vs. Superman is a terrible example of, and why this little Snyder cut's going to be my final...
Can you do it?
It's a tiebreaker of whether or not I'm going to watch anything from this guy ever again. Because, yeah, he's the guy who made 300, he's the guy who made Watchmen, and then on the other hand, he made Man of Steel, and he made Batman v Superman.
I'm going to post this to Good Boys on the Facebook.
Yes,
I totally forgot about that.
And,
thanks for asking for that link.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, so, like, if it's not great, it's just been awful. And the weird thing about DC trying to go for realism and grittiness and darkness is that while that is the clear tone of the movie and these characters' actions and whatnot, all the dialogue coming from said characters sounds like it was written by a Rugrat. They are very short. The dialogue is always extremely short, vague as shit, and just so simple. There's no Harvard words in any of these fucking people's vocabularies. It's always, these are real lines from these movies. The bat is dead. Bury it. That's the whole idea that Superman, upon meeting Batman for the first time, there's no questions there, right? There's no, what are you doing here? Maybe if Clark Kent was using his whole other side of his life that is completely ignored in these things, where he is an investigative journalist, maybe he'd realize that LexCorp is missing a giant chunk of kryptonite, that thing he really doesn't like, and for some reason, Batman is here in pursuit of that chunk. Maybe, just maybe, he's here to kill you! Really doesn't take too many dots to connect there, but he didn't show up to figure anything out. He showed up to say a terrible one-liner and fly away, and Batman's grunting. He's just like, ugh! What a prick!
Which is the most reasonable reaction that happens in that movie. It's just,
yeah. The most understandable thing in that movie is Batman's motivation, because they actually set it up, which is he watched this guy destroy a fucking city, and he's Batman. That will not stand. But is he Batman? Because now he's murdering everybody. Who cares? All right, there's so many flaws in that movie. But my biggest one is that they're going for this dark, gritty tone. And all the characters talk like toddlers. We have enemies coming from a faraway land.
It's
end scene.
It's
what
like,
the fuck are you talking about, Batman?
It's like a bunch of 12-year-olds got together and wrote it.
That's what it feels
it's like they're writing a D&D campaign.
It feels like something that should have been recorded in a Target parking lot. By 14-year-olds.
I'm pretty sure stuff sounds like stuff we came up with.
Yes.
When we were in middle school.
Surprised. We're kind of an expert on this.
My biggest weapon is fear. Throws a knife in someone's neck.
And stabbing people. I also stab people.
I hate the fucking just the hyper-violent Batmans that the live actions that keep doing.
Yeah.
Because he's a detective, he's kind, compassionate, he walks the fucking line between good and evil all the time, and he knows.
He also repeatedly hits a mental patient in the head.
Well, that's fine.
he is perfectly. He is capable of violence. And he is very physically capable of all of this. But more than anything, he's a very Picard character. He's a diplomat. He talks it out.
And then there's parts where like Ivy and Harley will fucking beat the shit out of some bad guy, and it'll be like, you did good, kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't get on their ass. Doesn't keep chasing them.
He just has a sensibility of like.
Because there's that comic.
People are people.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not judge, jury, and executioner like the live-action movies keep making him.
Yeah.
He's just a guy that tries to do good, make sure the bad guys don't do bad. Yeah. That's it.
Christopher Nolan kind of touched up on the detective shit, but it was so, like, unintelligibly misinformed. Like, I just have devices that do this.
Yeah,
like, come on, let him actually use his brain.
Yeah, like the matching up the caliber of bullet.
Complete nonsense. Oh yeah.
By shooting this different bullets, and then he's like, I can reconstruct this dude's fingerprint.
And then he reconstructed the fingerprint off of a bullet he clearly never touched
into the clip of the gun
due to a simulation of what maybe happened.
Yeah. And didn't he have a whole fucking like CIA matrix board where he saw all the cameras everywhere?
Yes.
Yeah, he turned every cell phone into a sonar device.
He's a bat. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. That one was a little bit more thematically clever, but yeah.
Or the fact that they just sort of Shanghai Joker's endgame into a really lazy plot.
Yeah.
Because like he was the most methodical, chaotic supervillain up until the point where he's like, I'm gonna put a bunch of people on 2 boats and watch who kills each other. It wouldn't have been that if like they just.
That was the perfect Joker for that Batman because Batman and Joker are both equally methodical and premeditated.
They're two sides of a coin.
And that's only as premeditated and methodical as this Batman was.
Yeah. I did really like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
I just wish more could have been done with him.
Right. It was insane.
But yeah, so the thing is that Zack Snyder's vision for the Justice League was always the same. Dark, gritty, whatever the fuck that means. To this guy. Yeah. It just doesn't match up if they talk like Rugrats. But then again, there was a lot of
big man make hurt.
Yeah. There was a lot of clear studio interference with all that shit. So now there's this thing where it's like there's going to be no interference. This guy gets to match his vision. But his vision was always and already there. And Joss Whedon took the helm. And now I will remind people.
I'm going to turn your
Oh.
TV
That Joss Whedon collaterally changed the tone of the movie, changed a bunch of character interactions, reshot half the movie, changed the main villain, just about every other fucking motivation for every other character Jesus Christ, you gonna figure that out?
I don't think we will.
Give us a second. We're having technical difficulty. Oh, there it is. It's technically a difficult.
The sensor's right here, and the soundbar blocks it.
Alright.
God! Sound like if someone stomped a trash can is what your ass just did. Jesus Christ. But, so yeah, it was always there. And I just want to highlight this because I haven't personally seen anyone call this out. And I like Joss Whedon.
I don't know who that is.
He's done many great things. Again, director of Avengers Age of Ultron. He did Firefly, Serenity, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He has a long list of things that have worked.
Buffy.
Bucky the Vampire Slayer. So, okay, but let's go back to dear old Age of Ultron. That movie, mid-production, he established this is the last Marvel superhero movie I'm ever going to do. I can't stand this. He constantly voiced his frustration when it came to studio interference, saying that he has this vision for it, and they're not allowing him to fully realize it, and blah, 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 and that's the reason why Age of Ultron isn't the most memorable one of all the Avengers movies, whatever. So that's his reason. That's the hill that he climbed, right? Okay. Presumably to die on.
Yep.
Because now I'm never doing another Marvel movie. He goes back. He talks to Zack Snyder. Another what? Avengers?
Is there another Marvel movie coming out?
Black Widow.
Ah, right.
Which we'll see if they ever come out. As of now.
Because there's a new Wonder Woman coming out in August.
The hill that they're climbing to die on is it will be released in theaters.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah. They're all fun. They're all genuine entertainment.
Especially like all the more recent ones have all been good. Basically, kind of since Guardians, they've all just started to be just more fun.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok was so
Ragnarok was one of my favorites, yeah. I gave 2 shits about Thor, and then Ragnarok happened. I was like, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
To make that turnaround is fantastic.
He was decent in both the Avengers movies, and then Ragnarok came out. I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. This guy's pretty good.
But, so, Joss Whedon climbed that fucking hill, and now we learn years later that it was so that he could grab his sled and slide down the other side of it that had a much steeper drop, even lower, because he helmed Zack Snyder's vision. He talked to Zack Snyder beforehand. They came to an agreement, established everything, and then he went off to deal with essentially a family emergency, and then changed the entire tone again. Every other fucking character, reshot half the movie, changed the villain, all these like significant plot points that would also affect the rest of the DC quote extended universe. And it's like no one's gonna talk about that. Like no one's gonna piece that together. This guy made this huge statement about how this is wrong, and then he fucked this guy 10 times worse than the studio at Marvel ever did to him.
I like Joss Whedon a lot, but he's starting to get a big fucking head.
I think he's up his ass, yeah.
He really is. He's done a lot of good work and a lot of very progressive work as well, and I appreciate that. But he's really just getting up his own ass now.
That's okay. We're about done with this. I just wanted to establish that on the internet because, Jesus Christ, what an asshole. Anyways, what a fucking asshole. Love Firefly. I hope that never completely dissolves into obscurity because that's some of the most interesting characters and interactions and an interesting universe that was established and never got the chance to really go anywhere outside of the comic books and all that other shit. But
good movie.
It is.
The movie was good. For being just kind of a half-ass thing that they just wanted to like finish everything off with.
Yeah, absolutely did the best they could with it.
Yeah.
Everybody on board too. So, but now we'll see. Supposedly later this year, HBO is going to release the Snyder Cut of the Justice League, where we will have Superman in black and all this other crap, and hopefully, I hope that the dialogue was a studio decision because this is too dark and blah blah. So just cut all the things about how he hates him and all the children he killed. Like shit like that. It's just like. Just uncut it. Act like you made all 5 movies. I don't give a shit. Just make a good product.
Yeah. And it's okay to just make a movie where things are just established and we just have to accept that that's what it is here. That's fine.
Yeah, you can have a pre-established history in a movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
And just go with the movie, because a lot of these movies with stuff like that, they try to just shoehorn everything in that they possibly can.
Flashbacks and
Spider-Man
splices.
is the best example of what to do when you already have pre-established shit. There's been a billion fucking Superman movies. There's been a billion fucking Batman movies. We get the gist of it. There's been 5 Spider-Man, at least American-made Spider-Man movies, before the new iteration of it. We're skipping over Uncle Ben.
They didn't
what happened.
They didn't even start him out with his own movie. They just kind of like, hey, there's this guy that does things.
Because
Bring him in.
we know who he is.
Yeah.
You know?
He's pre-established.
And then he got his own movie, and it was the same thing. He's already been doing this shit.
Yeah.
Here's just him doing his shit.
It's good.
Yeah, and it was good. You don't have to do all that fucking...
All that glitz and glam.
All the exposition isn't always necessary. It is a very minuscule thing that should be put into a thing to just establish one thing. It's exposition.
Exposition is a lazy writer.
Here's the movie. Here's the movie.
To actually say it, Witcher did it right too when, what's his name? When Dandelion, when Jaskier, whatever the fuck his name is, was doing it, and he establishes, he said, all right, well, I'm done with the exposition for now.
Little Jasky. I don't know, that's what I call it.
But yeah. He literally, it was a self-aware thing they did.
And I love all the things that came out when The Witcher came out. It was like, it's so hard to follow. It's like, yeah, I bet, because you've been spoon-fed with every movie that's came out.
It's true.
That you don't know how to, like, actively follow plots.
You shouldn't have to hold your hand. It's a story.
That's my problem
and
with
the thing
Joker,
is if you watch every episode, it explains it all just fine. It's just not...
I told my dad...
And if it doesn't explain it, then it gets to it.
Later.
Yeah.
Again,
like a good fucking story.
You recommended it before Witcher was anything in my life, was The Last Wish. And I read The Last Wish, and I read the other prerequisite novel that Andrzej Jerkovsky, or whatever the fuck his name, wrote. And...
Jerkovsky.
And so I understood everything in Season 1 of Witcher. I understood everything that was happening, scene for scene, that was happening, because it was all those 2 books. They're establishing that in the first season. Mm-hmm. And I will still say that Witcher is better on the second viewing because of the order that they put it in. I think everybody that I know hit that 4th episode and went, what? Because they haven't cut scene from scene in different time eras yet. Right. And then they go from this king, or the queen is fucking dead.
Right.
And the king is alive, and there was inbreeding, whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're children.
Yeah,
next
the party.
scene. Yeah, and everyone went, what?
Yeah.
Wait, this is happening at different times?
Yeah,
and even I did that.
And that's what they wanted to do. That's what they planned to do very clearly. And it
did
did it well. And
Yeah.
again, everybody at the same time went, oh!
Yeah. And, no, I think they do that very well, but it's still, I think that the whole first season is better on the second viewing, because it really... It starts where it began, and there's a nice fucking rotation to the whole thing.
It goes full circle.
Yeah.
And it explains a lot of backstory, how he got into the specific situations, why Sonic is a feral beast. You know, it's...
Sonic. Pavetta! We gotta go fast! And then she fucking spun around the room as fast as she could, and everybody got blown away. Yeah, you should rewatch.
Fucking Sonic ending theme song starts playing.
Faster, 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 faster! It's literally that.
You know,
it's fucking baffling. Anyways.
Another good example of just, like, you don't have to hold everybody's hand and explain everything that's going on and every little detail is Mandalorian.
Yeah.
You don't. You just get thrown
Visual
into things
storytelling.
Yeah.
That's the epitome of it.
It doesn't.
Right now.
There's no exposition. The guy barely fucking speaks.
Yeah.
You're just thrown in. There's a guy. Something's happening. Let's go.
That was a beautifully made series.
And it's so good. You don't have to hold my hand. Just let me watch things shoot.
Yep. They really took a note. That's what I still credit. Because looking back, it's like Star Wars is a good 70-30 at this point of what's bad and what's good. Yeah. All right. Like, and like some people still are just like, A New Hope is too boring. Whatever. What the fuck was that? What are you doing?
What was that noise?
What was that?
Was that you? Was that
your phone? Did your phone vibrate?
My phone vibrated.
Okay.
It's hard to not just assume that you vibrate.
Yeah. You're gyrating in your sphincter.
I got bees.
Oh, what?
And also, I like just giving you faces because you don't know how to react to them.
Something I've learned. It's my emotional support.
You're alone so much that someone reacts to your genuine disgusting behavior. You're just like
I've been playing a game with myself here because I'll just look at him, give him a face, he does something, and I'm like, all right, let's see the replay. I'm having fun with myself over here.
I have fun with myself every
I'm glad
night.
you have a metagame. This is good. This is good to establish that. But my problem with that is with the new Joker because it's super heavily inspired by Taxi Driver. Yeah. And Taxi Driver.
You said Taxi Driver, and my mind went to Cash Cab.
Cash Cab.
I was like, why are those two related?
You seem Joker's clearly an ex-driver of a cash cab.
Oh my god.
Down on his luck because of the COVID.
You can't say that!
Cut the stream! Okay, who cares? Nobody fucking is watching.
Oh god. There's one. Don't rat us out.
Yeah. Don't be an asshole.
Isn't it you?
I could hear myself scream through
No, it was here before I got here.
But,
I don't think it's me. It might be me now.
It's definitely you.
There was a watcher, and it never went to 2 when I started watching it, so...
Oh, ingrown hair. But, so Taxi Driver basically establishes the same thing.
You're the best.
There's this mentally unstable guy, and he's trying to fit in. He's trying to just be okay. He's trying to, be okay in society, whatever the fuck is going on. And by the end of the movie, and the thing was with Taxi Driver, again, retrospectively, and being a millennial, and watching this 70s movie, early Scorsese movie, which they're always just dialogue, and it's very good fucking visual storytelling as well. But, so it gets boring at times. The thing is that it all pays off at the end, when he basically just goes on a fucking killing spree. And Joker follows, the same shit, beat for beat. The difference is...
Asshole! Sorry.
Exactly. The asshole who made it, or the studio who's in charge of it, decided, we're going to make Taxi Driver for babies. And every beat of that movie, there is no multiple interpretation, because Joker literally just says what he's doing and why at every fucking point. It's because you get what you fucking deserve! And it's just like, oh, for God's sakes. At every single point in Taxi Driver, where it's just like, you are expected to gather this from everything that you are seeing. You're experiencing this. So that's how you're learning. And Joker follows the same beats, but every single time you might as well look at the camera and be like, this is what you should glean from this. I'm making a metamorphosis in my life, and I'm not thinking so well anymore.
It's a fucking children's show.
It's Dora the Explorer. Yeah.
Dora the Psychopath.
It's fucking, yeah.
Dora's done exploring.
Dora's done exploring. It's time to shoot Robert De Niro in the face, of whom Robert De Niro was Taxi Driver.
Into a coat.
The Taxi Driver.
What? Swiper's not going to swipe no more.
Swipe this, bang.
But yeah, no, I don't think that any studio has any faith in the mongoloid masses. Everything's made for general audiences now.
It's very ADHD, hold your hand, tell you what's going on.
You gotta make sure that everybody understands.
Overly encompassing towards...
That definitely changed here in recent times, where entertainment had to reach the broad audience versus being for a specific entertainment group.
Because it gets you more money. As opposed to build your audience.
Did it?
Did it? It's all in theory with these fucking execs. It's a bunch of people who don't have any fucking personal experience with anybody, but they're the ones making these decisions. Oh, on this fucking graph, if I do a logistics report and if I use my fucking my 1 semester in business school, I can tell you this much. This will make more money. And it's like, well, due to my personal experience, you can just build an audience and then they'll keep showing up. People are still showing up for Kevin Smith movies. For fuck's sake. Yeah. Quentin Tarantino. All these people who aren't catering to masses, and Kevin Smith isn't catering to anybody.
Kevin Smith is catering to Kevin Smith.
Yeah, and people are still seeing his shit. I saw Tusk in theaters. I thought it was gonna be funny, you fuck. But it made for a great story afterwards. What a fucking rabbit hole that was.
Fucking oversaturation with just all this.
it's just if everybody can see it, they assume everybody will see it.
Yeah.
And everybody's giving them money.
But then it's like, then you look at who goes to the movies, and it's like horror fans or action fans or comic book fans.
Lord of the Rings is a great example of you don't need to just cater to everybody.
Yeah. Hey, it's fantasy, swordplay, high drama kind of.
Because the only people that haven't seen it now are wrong.
Well, the unfortunate opposite to that is Marvel.
Susie would love you if you said that, by the way.
Obviously started.
Lady?
Yeah.
Nice. That's right.
Game of Thrones.
She does have a name. Awesome.
Okay. Look, I haven't gotten so
She's
desperate
real.
enough that it's fictional.
Are you sure? You know what?
And
so
there's the face. Cool.
There's the face. You froze.
I love it.
But
has a name.
Marvel is the opposite of that because Marvel made movies and comic book fans would see them,
right.
and then they did that.
They started getting broader and broader.
Yeah, broader and broader. And
because there was a lot less specific comic book bullshit as it continued
the
on.
The brilliant thing about Marvel at the same time, well, I'll say that they are probably at fault for half of this shit, where now going to the theater is more of like a roller coaster ride, as Martin Scorsese would call it, rather than actually, going to learn something, do anything like that.
Right.
Because it's more broad audience. But the thing is that the broad audience is in on it.
Mm-hmm.
They started from the bottom and then just took it step by step by step, and everybody followed along with it.
Okay.
And they started with an actually good movie. Iron Man still holds up.
And they
It's a good movie without it being a superhero movie.
Very tactfully.
Oh yes,
because they started with Iron Man just to make a movie, because they've done a few things before that didn't do very well, so they started with just a single movie with one guy.
And mostly everyone, even people who read comic books, didn't read shit about Iron Man outside of his backstory and his fucking shit with the Avengers.
I know that I
starting
didn't.
off with him, it's at the time it was pretty fucking obscure. And they started off with an obscure character. They did Hulk second, which was another thing they already had done cinematically.
Yeah.
They never brought in Spider-Man for like the whole
Dude,
first,
I forgot about
phases.
the first couple Hulks.
Remember Eric Bana's Hulk, where he was a giant toddler?
With the heartbeat sensor?
Yeah,
Is that what I'm thinking of?
I think so.
Where, like, his
I think
heart...
that's Eric Bana's. I could be wrong.
And he, like, if his heart rate got over a certain point, he would just,
turn.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, that's it. Nick Nolte was his dad. There goes that screwdriver.
Look, I tried to catch it. I ended up just smacking it across the room.
That's what it's like.
I got another one.
Try to save your phone, you kick it right into the wall.
It spins.
Yeah, I have another one. But,
where did they go in the sink?
I believe so. Either that or behind it. But, yeah, no. I mean, like, I think they're kind of at fault for, like, now you have to have general audiences because they work their way into getting the biggest possible audience, and they have retained the most profit. And then everybody else wants to replicate that. Everybody else wants their own cinematic universe. Dark universe. We're using our Universal monster movies. Here comes The Mummy. Here comes The Invisible Man, which I hear Invisible Man is actually good, but it's unrelated to what they were going to do initially, which is good. The Monster Universe, which is actually doing well, but they are taking it way slower. That's the Godzilla, King Kong.
Yeah.
So, we excited for Monster Hunter Cinematic Universe?
No! Let's talk about another cinematic universe that nobody even fucking knows about. It's called the W.S. Anderson. What's his name?
Wes Anderson. No, that's Wesker.
No, you're right.
Is it?
Paul
Wes Anderson.
Paul Wes Anderson. The Paul Wes Anderson fucking cinematic universe.
He got shoehorned into all these games.
This guy, this talentless hack, made a little movie in, I think, 1995, the year of our Lord and Savior, called Mortal Kombat. There you go. Now I got your attention.
You know these movies. Have
you
seen them?
No, it was the offhand comment.
So anyone...
Have you seen them?
Mortal Kombat?
The movies.
Yeah. Movies?
Multiple.
So that's where his career started. Oh, this is going to be educational.
I know there's one.
There's like
there were
four?
a few, and the second one was somehow worse than the first, and the first is abysmal.
Yeah.
But it's sold
it's got
based
some
on
crazy
the fact.
animatronics. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only good thing about
Oh,
it.
yeah, the special effects is pretty good, especially for the time. But or what they were going for.
Like some Jurassic Park style animatronics.
Not even. Definitely more B movie than Jurassic Park.
There's 3.
Do you remember what's his name with the 4 arms?
Yeah. That's the big thing I was thinking.
Good God.
Starts with a G.
Goro.
Goro.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we had 1995. We had the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I was more speaking
is that him though? Did he direct that? I don't think he did.
I was more speaking of intricacy.
That's in 1997.
about
director John R. Leonetti.
Not the quality, but the intricacy. Of the.
So John Leonetti got a hold of the second one, the fucking sequel.
But this guy, so you can credit Paul Wes Anderson. To be a forefather of video game movies.
Unfortunately.
Whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, none of them have really developed into anything. Can you think of a good video game movie?
Assassin's Creed.
Anyone else?
I actually experienced pain saying that.
It's horrible.
I didn't watch it.
There was 34 minutes of just eagle flying views.
No.
I heard there was they spent very little time actually in the Animus.
No, it's all in the prison,
which
is
the big fucking point of it.
Yeah.
Well, you had to have something for the trailers while you make your shitty indie movie. I have no idea.
And the combat was lame. There was very little assassin-y-ish shit. It was just him in open combat, which is the exact opposite of what you wanted to do in the games.
But don't worry, we have Viking assassins.
See, now the difference between psychotic murdering and assassinating is subtlety.
I gotta play Odyssey still.
I do too. Was Odyssey?
What's going on? You good?
Yeah.
I have an itch. Can I itch it? Is that fine with you?
No, but why double-handed? Why is it so
I have
vigorous?
Small hands.
So do I, but that makes it specific to itch the space.
You should both work together.
It was.
Thank you. Yeah, see, that's how you defuse a situation. That's where you're at each other's fucking throats there. But, this guy is the fucking forefather of video game movies. He created Mortal Kombat in 1995. He went on to do Death Race, which everyone knows. Death Race, it's not necessarily based on a video game, but it is in suspiciously close territory to Twisted Metal. Yeah. On the other end, he also did all the Resident Evil movies, starring his beautiful wife, who doesn't give a fuck and doesn't have to try, Mila Jovanovic.
Unfortunately, I think Death Race was the best movie out of this.
Really? I mean, honestly, it really was.
Yeah, it really...
Because, the thing is that it didn't have an actual tie to anything we know.
No.
Yeah.
But,
So you can leave shit open.
Yeah. Right.
There's no source material, per se, that anyone's looking for.
If you look into it, it's very... Because, it's very Twisted Metal because each one of the racers has, this little specific backstory.
Yeah, but it was out of all of those movies, it was the one that was least up its own ass. It was just...
Yeah, it was just violence and action just for that.
It didn't have his wife in it. Again, the problem with... So, Mila... Is it Jovanovic or is it Jovovich?
Sorry.
Jokovic.
Weird Al, whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Weird Al Jokovic? Is that his name?
Jovovich.
So, Mila Jovovich.
Mila...
I just looked it up.
Kunis.
I said it.
For those of you who don't know, is the star of Resident Evil movies. And because she is in bed with the director, maritally, she clearly didn't find any motivation to try.
Jovovich.
And unfortunately...
Yes! We're past it.
But
Keep up.
You kept saying a hard C.
I didn't.
I think you did.
You were saying a hard J. Jovovich. Jennifer.
Do we really care about her that much?
No.
I don't, but she's gonna be in the new Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah, this is trailing into the fact that, Mortal Kombat, and then this guy took this namesake of Resident Evil to coat over his dog shit B movies and raked in a fuck ton of money, and now Capcom has given him yet another franchise, because I'm sure they had a stake in it. Why the fuck wouldn't they? Of Monster Hunter, starring Mila Jovovich.
But based on the
synopsis?
Yeah, is that what it's called?
I don't fucking know.
Well, now it is.
I took the glasses off before I said that. Smart Blake's back.
Because based on what it's like this Marine scout group gets trapped in a portal and gets transported to another world where Monster Hunter takes place.
He's doing it then. He's making it not what it is.
Right.
Yes.
He could literally just take the Monster Hunter namesake and make a Monster Hunter movie.
No, this is Paul Wes Anderson, and I need my wife Mila Jovovich at the forefront, so she doesn't have to try.
But it's like
and
this,
also, she needs to be related to the character.
It's like
so
an Afghani military detachment
from like 2004, nonetheless. Like they look like they're
like Desert Storm.
Yeah, it looks like they're in fucking Desert Storm. It's like he thought of this presence while this precedence while he was just high in 2003, and he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then he didn't have anything to do after this most recent Resident Evil fucking take, and his wife was like, we need more money, for God's sakes. The pool is shrinking, I swear. And so
the two of you that are watching, can I ask why?
What do you mean why? Because this is actually genuinely entertaining, but we only have the reach of these two wonderful people that we.
Look up Paul Wes Anderson. Fucking boycott Paul Wes Anderson.
No,
cancel him.
Actually, let's just keep this going because we need material.
No, it's fucking awful.
We need material.
So there's that.
Because it's not like it's ruining our childhood.
No.
You know,
I lived a bitch. So
again, we watched like most of the fucking Resident Evil movies. We took them for what they were.
See.
They're mostly
I have no
dog
soul.
shit.
I have to fill this body with something, and I chose sass.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Beth McCain? I had
who?
Nothing.
Beth McCain. As it like. I was gonna say something about John McCain, but I couldn't figure out how to do it.
I'm going through my fucking notes. I was like, I know I fucking wrote something down. One of my notes was just Beth McCain. I have no idea who that is.
Beth McCain. Well, I'll do some research for you real quick. You figure that out. We're just all going to be on our phone here for a second.
Yeah, give me a goddamn second.
There's an American politician, Beth McCann.
McCann?
McCann.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Never mind.
Google done.
Oh, fuck this. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. But what the fuck did we cover? Fuck you, Joss Whedon. Fuck you, Paul Wes Anderson. Why are you fucking taking all these things and then just altering them beyond recognition? Not only altering them beyond recognition, but making them shit.
Resident Evil wasn't even altered. He just did a bad job.
He altered it.
Yeah.
Alice was never a character. Most of those fucking characters
well,
were
if he needed a reason for Mila to be there.
Is Alice.
Carlos is only
There's
Carlos
a woman
because his name is Carlos.
There's a woman in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
He can make her be one of them.
Nope.
He can shoehorn her.
Nope. Shoehorn.
Yeah.
That's a good term.
I know.
Shoehorn her.
Yeah.
He shoehorned his wife into the fucking production of it.
See, the thing, she could have been any one of them, but
she could have just been like Jill.
The thing is,
because she's
that they shoehorned the other females in there.
That's she could be one of them.
They made Jill,
Claire.
Separately. They made they did. They made Claire separately. They made Ada Wong separately.
And then they just in every single fucking game.
Right.
She could have figured.
And Ada was like the least in all of them.
Ada was briefly in there. 6 was a dumb piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say on the previous subject of Resident Evil 6.
And then they were just like, this one's named Alice, and she has the powers of...
Whatever the plot
and they didn't even
at any given moment.
They never stuck with it. Whatever it was. It was like whenever it's like, let's make her vulnerable. Stick her with something. Take it away.
Exactly. Let's make her invulnerable. Let's give her high reflexes. And then one of the other fucking... She ends up getting stabbed or something very slowly. And then,
she gets telekinesis.
Let's give her telekinesis.
Yeah.
Let's give her a bunch of clones. All right, we'll take that away. Let's erase that. Oh, all right. Well, we put actual T-shaped spaghetti in her veins, so now she doesn't have superpowers.
The T-virus.
Yeah, the T-virus is actually when you inject pure tea into a fucking person's veins.
Earl Grey. Just right
like
in
Sesame
there.
Street tea, not like
with a lemon
Avatar
zest.
tea. All right.
Hey, that sounds kind of good.
That ain't bad. That's a pretty good idea.
Did you finish your coffee?
I know, I'm getting through it, man. I'm halfway through.
Oh, you're going for the Black Barrel. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I fucking love it. That's why I sniffed all your whiskey before we started. I wanted to see
I
was feeling.
Anyone else have anything I want to talk about? I want to talk about the Snyder Cut, lead into Joss Whedon and why he's a shitbag. Paul Wes Anderson. Oh my god. The fact that restaurants are changing their names online. Chuck E. Cheese, again, repeat, Chuck E. Cheese, you can order them on DoorDash. You won't know it.
Until it's too
late.
What
the fuck is it called again?
We can open up to our audience now. Now that we have 4 people, so if
oh, Boob TV isn't a fucking website. We can have that.
I don't think we need it though.
We do. Go to Boob TV and purchase it for us.
I feel like that's gonna give my phone a virus.
Give us your banking information.
If all 4 of you banded together.
4 of them now.
Yeah, somehow. I'm sure you could. Boob TV's not taken?
Boob.tv, yeah.
Boob.tv.
Yeah, but what is .tv? Isn't that like...
It just says it can't be found.
We can find it.
We have the technology.
We can rebuild it. Boob.tv.
Boob.tv. So I was trying to look up what the fuck the name of Chuck E. Cheese is. Pasquale's Pizza and Wings or Pasquale's...
I'll get you a spelling.
Pizza, beer, and wine. That is
I think
an undercover Chuck E. Cheese.
The bar, I don't think has anything to do with it. The pizza, beer, and wine, I think that's a different thing.
No,
oh my god,
are they connected?
Yes, anything that says Pasquale's, as far as I can tell, it's different depending on which location it is in what state.
Boxed wine from Chuck E. Cheese's, sign me the fuck up.
Boxed wine.
Oh, I should probably go.
That's disgusting.
Oh, that's so bright, dude.
Hold on.
Why do you gotta blind our audience?
Asshole.
Oh, 4 people.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
There it is.
Pasquale's Pizza, Beer, and Wine. And Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
I figured it out.
You blind them thrice.
Alright, now.
How's everybody doing?
How is everybody?
And someone's sitting in their dark freaking bedroom just... Ah! Oh god.
Oh. God.
Got blinded.
I almost have a new vehicle.
I thought you said you had one.
I bought one.
That means you have one.
Yeah, but I can't.
What is it? Did you buy it from IKEA? You have to put it together?
For everybody, so this isn't his first vehicle. He found black ice while he was on the highway, and he lost a vehicle.
Actually, I never found it. I just...
It found him.
It found me. Drove straight into the wall on a highway.
You shouldn't do that.
It's bad for your health.
Thank you.
I also shouldn't park at your apartment complex across the street, so we've learned a couple things.
He's never had an issue with that.
I know.
It's like,
I think it's because I drove that big boxed piece of shit.
It's because you got that, and then you parked it in an area where no one else was parked around there, and that fat, I know it. I know it in my heart of hearts he's fat. He's fat and old. That fucking... the guy who towed his car was like the president of this debunked piece of shit fucking towing company.
I should have parked it around.
And he was the one specifically who did it, so yeah. It was just in an open space where he could get in and get out quickly. I swear to God, if it wasn't even a smidge convenient for him, I bet he'd be too lazy. And I bet he struggled with it anyway. All right, so...
I could have sworn he was going to steal my red stripes.
We thought his car was stolen.
Yeah,
I counted my red stripes. I was like, this motherfucker probably drank.
No, that's a good thing to count.
Red Stripe is a shit beer, sorry.
But no,
it's cheap, though.
The DMV is still not open. Didn't know that till I went down, and there was like a maintenance guy coming out of the building. And he watched us walk all the way up to the building. He came out, we looked at each other. I said hello. He started walking away. Went to reach for the door handle, jiggled it, locked. Definitely locked. The guy finally got to his car, turned around, came back up, and he's like, yeah, we're not open yet. Probably won't be open until June 2nd. Doubt that's going to happen. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Is there any way that's going to get done? It's like, maybe on the website.
Sorry, I'm going to get a little political here.
Fantastic.
The government just is putting this whole quarantine shit down our throat and wanting to open back up, but they will take the most amount of time opening up the actual services we give a shit about.
I need to register my car.
Fucking hell, I know! I have March temp tags on my fucking vehicle, you pieces of shit.
At least there's a grace period that they're going.
You can do it online, and you can order your plates online.
You can at least drive with the expired temp tags right now. I don't have tags at all for it. I don't have plates or anything.
How bizarre that they don't even have their fucking internet services at this time.
The economy's in shambles, but fuck the services for the people.
They literally have an app to do it on, and you can't do it on the app now.
No.
Why?
Because it's shut down.
What the fuck is that?
Well, the Indians they outsourced the app to are not working.
No.
That took me a second. The prisoners. they can't... There's not enough space in the fucking basement. The prisoners can't even fucking make the goddamn license plates.
Not enough room in the cloud. Oh.
So right now I'm playing a game with how many vehicles I can drive before I can get mine.
He's having work done right now. Possible transmission issues and sway bar
something
bushings.
Yeah.
Really got
sway bar
cracked.
bushings aren't bad.
No.
It's just that means it's an old clunker.
Yeah.
I mean, how many miles?
180.
What year?
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah. I mean, that it's just rubber.
It seems like the last people that had it just really they blew out the engine. That's why the mechanic shop I bought it from had it, because they just sold it to them and they fixed it up
and then are reselling it for a little bit of profit. How much did they get you for?
37.
That's not bad,
no.
Especially for an engine.
And
build.
it's in a decent shape again with a new engine.
They're basically
nice tires and everything.
For the most part, they probably just broke even on that.
Probably, yeah.
For $3,700.
We actually they were asking like $4,200 for it,
and at that point, it's just taking up space, and they're like, "Get it the
I'm
fuck
just
out
charming,
of here."
Yeah.
By the way, anybody who buys vehicles, you should try to find some way of, if you're buying anything independently, make sure that it's been maintained. You have a friend who ordered a Nintendo Switch that couldn't even read game cartridges. Your mother got that Ford Bronco outside, which upon my inspection of it, the guy rebuilt the cooling system and didn't fill it with coolant. Shit like that. It's fucking baffling. If you're buying independently, really fucking...
Most of the engine compartment...
Yeah, bring someone who knows something on the subject matter, because it's fucking baffling.
Dude,
some people forget to
that Bronco,
selling it.
You know how much we bought that Bronco for?
Like a couple thousand, right?
$1,200. Like, it was the engine compartment's mainly held together by zip ties in a dream.
Yeah. I know. I crawled underneath that thing like 3 times, it is tightening everything. It's like, what
leaks
the fuck
everywhere.
is this doing? Loose
everywhere.
Yeah, like I raised it up for the first time in school, and I was like, "Good God!"
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And again, the head gasket was falling off. Not the head gasket, just the actual fucking. Oh God, now I forget what it's called.
The cover, almost.
Yeah, the actual fucking cover. Both of them. Yours has 2, right? It's a 9-liter?
It's a V8, so it's the... I know what you're saying.
Whatever. Yes. It basically the top of the engine was hanging off. Who the fuck commented? Seemingly aimless.
It's actually the micro SD card.
It's
fix, and apparently
it's Corin.
Thing to break on the Switch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she actually ended up fixing that. The only reason why it took so long to actually fix it is because Nintendo, those Japanese sons of bitches, made screws.
If you're Japanese, don't take that to heart.
Look,
unless you made it.
Anytime someone talks about a BMW, you guys call me European pieces of shit. So fuck off. Anyway,
well, to be fair, you're European.
Yeah, I know.
And a piece of shit.
Look, what happened to the Japanese?
Well, the thing is
that
when it comes to like replacing the part itself is very, 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 very easy to fix. Mm-hmm. It's literally just a plug and play fucking part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The problem is that the screws they use it to hold in place are triangles, and there is no. There's a screwdriver on Earth that can fit that unless it's specially made from Nintendo.
Yeah,
and you had to specially order it.
The Subaru of gaming consoles.
Seriously?
Sons of bitches.
A lot of them, because Microsoft for a while, they did that with, it wasn't that specific, but it's the star bit, but it's also, it's a star bit with a pin.
Yeah,
you
it's
need a hollow star bit screw.
It's basically to prevent any yokel from fucking tampering with it. And I understand it, but honestly, most dipshits won't know where to find a Phillips. So, I don't know, man. Like, that would have worked just fine.
Yeah, that's true. And besides, they already put stickers over most of those spots, at least on PlayStation, that say, if this is removed, warranty is broken. And most people who don't even realize they don't have a warranty on it are too afraid to be like, oh my god, well, I don't want that.
Well, it's like the tag on your mattress, do not remove under penalty of law. I don't know what law it's talking about. What law?
This thing's crinkling every night. It's keeping me up.
It's the fucking comfort constables, okay?
The comfort constables, they show up at your door with funny fucking pillow hats on.
It's just literally
those shitty air fucking boxing gloves. Well, you removed a fucking head.
It's like the royal guard that walk the palace and shit with those giant hats, but it's literally just
a pillowcase.
Like a fucking pillowcase.
It's a fuzzy pillow.
Yeah,
it's a pillowcase over foam.
It's a throw pillow. Just
The highest rank ones have their own designs.
Dude, what was it called when we were kids? It was like the 90s and early 2000s. They were these big fucking blow-up fists.
That's what I was trying to think of.
You could punch people with it. It was the soccer boppers.
Soccer boppers.
You could punch the cunt out of your fucking friend, and it would just send them flying.
You get a couple pairs of moon shoes and a couple pairs of sock and boppers, and you're having a good goddamn time. I'll tell you what.
Dude, we should fucking do that.
Dude, I bet Amazon sells them.
Golf
you know what the moon shoes I'm talking about? The ones that were like, the ones that are like literally, it's like a platform shoe with a trampoline on it.
Yeah.
And they didn't work?
No.
Oh, of course not.
What'd that say? Accurate. Got it.
I never had moon shoes when I was like young and light enough, and now that I'm a full-grown adult, I want them more than ever.
Yeah.
Did you ever see those things they made? It was around the moon shoes kind of time. It was literally just slippers that were made for you to slip on carpet, just so you could slide on the carpet.
On like hardwood and shit too.
Oh
yeah. It was just like fucking. I don't even know what the hell was on the bottom. It was just some slick plastic or some shit, but it was literally slippers that were made for you to slip on. So you could be a delinquent and run up and down your hallway.
I hurt the hell out of myself. Like with
myself.
Oh, I already had multiple personalities as a kid. Sweet. Good to
That's
know.
when the split started.
When I smacked into the drywall.
You moon-shoed right into the attic and found a ghost.
I came to being separate people.
That's no good. Anyways.
I don't know. It was one day I started speaking with a British accent. It was just strange.
We call him Jackson.
One thing that I really want to pool our money together and buy is those big inflatable wearable things where your feet are out of it, but it's just an inflatable ball and you can run into people.
Oh yeah.
And physics takes over from there.
The Bubble Boy suits.
Yeah. They've got like handles on the inside.
But they're like $300 a piece.
Are they really?
They're super expensive.
Have you seen that video? It's just a bunch of people running down a hill with those. Like it's like a fucking foot race, but they're just like in giant versions of those they can tuck up into.
Yeah, but
imagine being trapped in one of those with your own vomit. You don't have to for long.
You have
Holy shit.
You can't really bend your knees in them, so you're straight-legged, and eventually you can't straight-leg fast enough.
You just fall, and you just wrap your waist around the outside and hope your legs don't break. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's terrifying.
It looks so fun.
I can't even, like, sled without breaking my bones, so...
There's a couple, like, little carnivals I've seen. When I went up to North Dakota last time, they have, like, a little fair that they do every year, I think, or something like that. And they always have little things, like, they have, like, little archery things, a whole shitload of stands you can buy from. Some, like, decent actual go-karts, which I kicked my family's ass in, by the way. Baby driver.
Baby driver.
They had just like a little section, like a fucking 30-foot by 30-foot, where they just had 6 of those bubbles, and they just sent a bunch of kids in to smash each other with.
So
and
cool.
Me and my brother, we walked by, we saw that, we stopped, and we're like, "How old do you have to be to do this?"
Do we have to sign anything?
I'll sign a waiver.
They've gotten cheaper, fellas.
How much?
They're like 115 a piece.
Ooh. Good, and it's probably in light of the coronavirus, so people can actually be able to walk.
You can't say it! That is taboo!
I thought I couldn't say the other version.
No, you can't say anything related to the...
Hey, YouTube. Welcome to reality. Welcome to a little planet called Earth, a country called America.
You know...
Where this is happening. Fuck you.
That's why we're the laughing stock of the world right now.
Yeah. There's so many reasons.
This is just one of many.
This is the nail in the coffin. At least for...
Boy, that is morbid considering how many people have died from this.
Yeah.
You can get those body balls for $100 from Walmart.
Walmart sells?
Walmart? I don't think I trust the Walmart one.
What about that do you trust anyways?
Nothing from Walmart.
What's the difference? Do we just
because
talk about how deliberately unsafe they
China.
are? China.
What makes you think the one you're ordering on Amazon isn't just as shit as a Walmart one?
Because Walmart is for dirty trailer park folk.
What do you think $15 is gonna do for this, like the sturdiness of that bubble?
Trailer park folk.
I don't have a choice. I work next to a Walmart. I'm not driving to.
Oh my god, that was the one that had a shootout too.
That's what this
is.
It's trailer park garb.
It was
Either way, there was a shootout at a Walmart. That's why I don't shop there.
There was a shootout at a fucking theater. What the?
You know, And the funny thing is
I don't
that
go to theater too much. To be honest,
I actually went to Walmart with her to see if like they like sold like a phone repair kit that had the screwdriver in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it actually advertised that it had one in it, but it was a fucking lie. So thanks, Walmart. But while I was walking back towards the hardware section, I walked by the gun store, and I just went.
You mean like the gun section?
Like the gun section with like hunting rifles.
There's a full store in the Walmart. It's
called the
separate,
gun store.
Separate store.
It's called gun store, and then there's a little T.
It's like how Costco is separated when they have like their little flower section or whatever. Walmart's got a gun section. That's just a whole other.
But kidding, Josh. Go on.
But the thing is that it dawned on me. It's like, considering like just where I'm from, and like if you were to see that in a German supermarket or something like that, people would lose their fucking minds.
This is
and it's very interesting.
Like, I mean, if Germans
either
the
way
color of the air here, they lose their minds.
Have you ever been to Texas?
Germany looks like a Smurf cartoon compared to fucking America. It's so colorful.
You know my
the air is so clear.
You know my stepbrother, right? You know Max.
Yeah.
He does.
Did he come to me? He's like, it's awful gray here. Like,
there's browns and grays. I don't see much else.
He poured himself a glass of water from my tap.
Yeah.
And he drank it, and he goes, "This tastes like chemicals." And I'm like, I'm just used to it at this point. I don't know.
Dude, I wonder if I could go to Germany and just see colors right.
Are you colorblind? Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Just a wee bit.
He's been reminding people weekly for 3 years. It's amazing. I didn't even think I knew that until I was 22, and I've known him since I was 7.
I can't tell you. It's once every other day. I tell the same people. The people I work with, the people that manage other people that should know things. Someone goes like, "Oh, it's the purple one." Like, might I remind you of a little fact, my dear sir? Is it next to a blue bottle, perhaps? Because I might have an issue with that.
Please don't. Everything's called something different, for God's sakes.
I need a name, I need a picture, I need a size.
Call it Knob
There's
Creek. 14,000
different things you can tell me that I can recognize very easily. If you say it's either orange or red, I'm going to have a goddamn problem with it.
It's either, blue or purple. Red or orange.
Blue
all these things that are the exact same thing to you specifically. So if you could just figure it out.
If you've ever just gotten bored and turned the contrast down on your TV so everything just looks sadly duller, that's how I see the world.
Like, so you can see the colors, just not as vibrantly as
Not as vibrantly, and when they're next to each other, my eyes kind of confuse them a little bit.
Okay.
So if there's an orange with kind of like a green or something above it, or like behind it, I will see that orange as that green, just a very slightly different shade of that green until I move them apart and be like, well, there's a little bit of red in that.
This is a real situation that's a deep cut for anyone who doesn't play all these fucking stupid battle royales like we do. But Apex Legends and like Blackout are basically the same thing for him.
Yeah.
Even though Apex is way more colorful and they deliberately try to bring out vibrance in the characters to that,
I can tell
because Apex is straight cartoony.
It's got that cartoony like the textures are slightly more cartoony, but between the two, the colors it doesn't make that look different to me. It's just got a slightly comic booky overlay on it. Other than
that is really interesting because
playing battle royale games with you guys is fucking infuriating.
It's infuriating to play with him.
No. That's a totally different thing. I'll get to in a second.
I'm done.
But
I'm done with it. It's uninstalled.
Playing games.
I get it. I'm annoying.
I'm not even talking about that.
No, I know.
Playing games like battle royales when you have to rely on your ability to see distant things that's a slightly different shade than the grass or the trees next to it.
Yeah.
Is horrendous. I don't know how many times I've looked right at something, turned around, come back, and it's running at me. I'm like, were you there a second ago? Or when you guys were running down a street, you're like, there's someone in the house with the red roof.
We have
that could
an
be
example.
brown. That could be red. That could be orange.
There's an actual example. I don't know if you still have it recorded, where we were playing Blackout, and he rubbed up against 2 people and had no idea. He went, oh! It's just like they were literally. I
second that idea, by the way.
See, the Skittles would be easy because they're so very different in vibrancy. That would be easy. It's
not, it though? Because it's Apex. Apex is very vibrant too, and it burns my eyes a lot.
But there's a lot in between that. There's
there's
desert colors, there's forest,
if
all
there's
that
only
shit, different
if
greens,
the only
yellows.
thing different between two colors is like a little bit of red or a little bit of green, that's where I have issues.
I think more accurately it would be if you basically lined out a full like Home Depot palette, like a paint palette or something. He would probably section off.
It would be in blocks.
And it would be like
it wouldn't
three
be
different colors.
If there were 20 colors together that were just an array of like light green to dark green, it would probably just look like 5 different blocks of the same color to me. Is the best way I can explain that. It's infuriating.
Just a few fucking things that just blend together. Or, you know, opposite ends of spectrums. Are you that kind of colorblind too? Where it's like the opposite ends of spectrums can kind of blur together because it's the same sort of equal tone? I don't think so.
Not really. It's just a little bit of red-green. That's where, so like what I'm saying. If it's a little bit of, the only difference between two colors is a little bit of red or a little bit of green, I have troubles with it. Right. Like a pale green and a gray, they both look kind of maybe gray. There's colors that I recognize that I look at and I'm like, is that what I'm seeing right now? That's a color I know I have issues with.
This one trips me up, man.
If it's like lime green and yellow next to each other, I'll probably see them both as yellow. If it's a pale green and a gray next to each other, I'll probably see them both as gray. If it's like a dark red and a brown together, I'll probably see them both as brown. It takes a second for my eyes to adjust and for me to realize that there's a difference, and I can see immediately that there's a difference, and I have to look at it and really like dissect what the difference is.
And so like
my brain can work through
when you guys are playing with me or whatever, and then you guys end up getting killed or something like that, and you're spectating me, there are times like where I'm physically looking at someone, and you guys are telling me that he's like looking right at me, and that I'm looking right at him. And here's the thing: is that I don't play games that way. I don't look down the barrel of my gun a lot of the time. I'm looking in the corners.
And that's a lot of my problem too. There was a time we were playing Apex together, and Blake was spectating me, and I ran into this little house where there's a drop ship next to it. And I ran into the house. I'm like looking around at the windows. The doors are open. I peek out of the doors and I look directly at the drop ship. For one, I don't see anything. I don't see a goddamn thing. I see the drop ship. My gun's here, and I'm looking like here. I'm like, scanning the area, I peek back, and he was just like, he saw you! And I just like immediately, I'm like, thanks, and he runs in and shoots me and kills me.
I forget about your colorblindness only in moments of stress. When it comes to stuff like that, he looks directly at a guy and he doesn't see it, and then afterwards he'll be like, oh, right, the background.
And the thing is like a lot of the times, like when I know that you're spectating me and that you're going to point something out, anytime that you point an enemy out, I am looking in the opposite direction. So I'm like, when you say he's right there, I'm sitting there like,
I know.
Where? What the fuck?
I do
He's
that
like,
a lot.
Right on your right, and it's like,
and I
like
do.
He was right on your crosshair.
I do a thing where I specifically like the gun in my screen. I hate, so I specifically when I'm playing games like that in first person, even in third person, I look down a little bit to look over the gun.
Yeah.
So I've always aimed a little bit at the ground too, like peering over it. So there's so many times where I'm coming over a hill and a guy's there, and I'm like looking at the cliffs behind him or the scenery over here. And I'm like, ah, fuck!
Oh yeah.
And that was a big reason why I could never play Counter-Strike. Because Counter-Strike was basically you had to train yourself to keep your hand at a very specific eye level, so that when you clicked and shot, it was a headshot.
You have to keep your sight lines where their head's gonna be when you come around.
And that means on inclines and and around corners, and when you know people are going to be crouched. And it was a big learning process. And I always walked like this because I always needed to see people, so that when I saw someone, I had to readjust my aim and miss usually.
Basically,
you know what sucks?
There's a lot of panic flicking that I missed before.
If you want to talk about mouse and keyboard shit. Hunt Showdown, which I like relatively to other battle royales because there's just less people and there's more stuff to do.
Okay.
Josh, she sent you a link
to a good
explanation on color. Get learned.
I don't need an explanation on color. I can see all of them, woman.
But you need to know because we're friends.
Maybe if you were more
I'm gonna forget, dude.
Maybe if you had a little bit more knowledge on the subject, Brandon, you could see them.
Train your brain, motherfucker.
I can't help it.
Read a book Fallout style.
Read a comic.
-1 to colorblind. I don't know.
Read a comic.
don't you read a comic book, you nerd?
I could read them just fine.
Oh my god.
It's just all black and white to me.
We're way past this, but...
Way past it.
I really, really, really want a White Flame movie.
Who?
The
White
perception
Flame.
of color, she says.
I still can perceive all colors, woman.
To understand what the perception of color is and how it affects people differently, because everybody sees, hears, and tastes and feels the world differently, because all of our perceptions are slightly different, because we're not the same person. We are not part of a hive.
And therefore...
And I am colorblind.
I'm not going to learn this because I know that fact.
I have limited time on this earth, and I'm not going to dedicate any to that.
I am not going to spend it catering to the weak.
Let me just give you a little Tom Hanks there. I'm sorry for what he said. Get out of here, though.
You
there
little
you go.
scamp.
Go upstairs, find the color. Find the color you're missing in your life. Oh, no.
He's always got the crutch.
He's going to hit you with it.
I know.
But I want a White Flame movie.
Don't tell him.
So Spider-Man is such a famous character because of his humanity that he has flaws that he grows out
I
of
was
them.
real nervous, actually, there for a minute when I heard your footsteps.
You should be.
But the White Flame, he is also a flawed character, a flawed hero, if you will, which would make him another interesting character. But he never quite set off like someone like Spider-Man or Batman. You know, these deliberately kind of.
Thank you for tousling my hair, Tom Hanks.
You're welcome, Jimmy. But this is a drug addict who loves cocaine.
Oh my god, you said this in the group
I think
chat.
JD did.
Yes.
And I loved it.
The power
I was like,
of
how have I never heard of
cocaine.
this? Cocaine is my god, is one of his fucking quotes. Now, this is a man who, upon the inhalation...
Sorry, I haven't looked at this chat in a little while.
What about it?
There's so much.
We were talking about Jimmy John's. Everybody look up the Jimmy John's picture of the Mr. Jimmy John naked on top of a shark because he's a fucking serial killer.
Hold on, I gotta take this all in slowly. I'm gonna be gone for a second.
Okay, but White Flame, he's a man of whom, upon the effect of cocaine on his system, gains superpowers.
Don't we all?
One of his... he's extremely alert. He gains relative super strength. Faster reflexes.
True.
And he gains the ultimate power that he calls cocaine touch, of which, upon the touch of his skin, any sort of skin-to-skin contact, the other person then begins to feel the effects of cocaine. They begin to have a high.
Contact high.
He believes that cocaine is his god, and it is his ultimate power.
What rating would that accrue?
NC-17.
Hardcore drug use.
Hardcore drug use.
I mean, there definitely have to be nudity.
Dave Chappelle made I can't even make a reference to the joke on YouTube. Never mind. But yes, this is a very flawed character. But the thing is, again, I am not describing a supervillain. This is a superhero. That regardless of the fact that he's clearly a drug addict and he has this horrible power and this ridiculous mindset, and he's clearly delusional. He's like, cocaine is my god, you will feel the power of the white flame, and then gets people high on cocaine. That's his fucking power. He uses it for good. He's a superhero. And I want that movie. They're doing a Blade reboot, and I suggest Marvel, if you don't have the rights already. I forget who it was, if it was DC or him.
You just
watched the fucking...
You just watch Fast.
Please.
I sent that to a lot of people.
Someone competent, I don't care if it's a B movie, make a White Flame movie. It would be supremely entertaining.
I'll come back to that.
I love the idea of that character.
That is all too much for me right now.
Fast.
You can clearly see that, like, there's ideas in that chat. Someone's trying to communicate something, and then there's just responses. More often than not, it's disappointment.
I feel like all you guys were in a party when a lot of that went down. Because I just kind of saw the notifications, and every once in a while I'd pop in for a second, see one picture, and be like, I'm just going to keep watching.
We all get in a PlayStation Network party, we talk, and then if there's any sort of physical media that we're referencing, we put it in a Facebook chat. And it's that's the way that we keep this whole line of friendships going.
It is a social media vomit.
Yeah. Which I've been taking a break from social media
that Jared
altogether.
Leto, no.
That
Not Jared Leto. Jared Subway.
Fogel.
Jared Fogel. Right.
Straddling a shark. No, that was Jimmy John.
That was
Jimmy
John.
The John of the Jimmies.
We were talking about like fast food or like restaurant shit bags.
Yeah,
so there's Jared Fogel. There's Jimmy John. There's the other John. There was Papa John.
Can I
who
take
dropped
this
the N-bomb.
I'm gonna take them on this adventure real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we can try to add some sort of perspective.
Lose the chat here for a second, just so I can see what I'm doing.
Well, this lighting's real good on me. Aaron, if you're out there, I'm ready for my next photo shoot.
Gross.
Thank you.
He's gonna drench you in Starbucks whipped cream.
You know that happened? Aaron brought me to his fucking photography class and took pictures of me with my shirt off.
So this...
Was I comfortable?
This is...
Entirely.
This is the John of the Jimmy.
Can you show that on YouTube?
Show that. I don't know if you're supposed to do
It's
that.
just butt cheeks.
It's just butt cheeks. Yeah, I guess there really is no dick
That's
in
not
nudity.
real YouTube. That was a
no
cartoon.
nudity. Yeah.
There's no pork and beans.
That was a
no
piece of
nudity there.
fiction that you just saw.
And then there's...
It's pure Photoshop.
This beautiful smile there, right there.
I said that's me being enthusiastic playing Apex when I'm clearly pissed off.
Snowflake
dead
would
eyes.
be probably closely related with Wolf.
Oh my God, that's exactly what it is.
Who?
Wolf of Wall Street. The
Oh.
scene where his Popeye scene where he snorts cocaine to regain his
wolfiness.
basically his person, his character.
Oh
He
god.
saves his friend with the power of cocaine.
Y'all can't drink while on camera either, but it's good. It's apple juice.
It's apple juice. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't think anyone's seen the.
No.
Oh, there is a little label there.
I'm drinking coffee. I don't know what the fuck you're all talking about.
I was drinking coffee too. Now this is what would you call this?
This is tea. I've
Water.
decided.
You heard it here, heard for it.
Excuse the fuck out of me. Heard about it.
Here I am, just drinking some water.
Oh,
Whatever.
Thank you, doctor.
Oh, the injury.
What'd you hit?
I slipped on this little metal piece and then I just grinded
Be
my.
careful. Do you need your crutch?
What the hell is wrong with your floor? There's just shit. Why is there an empty Coca-Cola box?
Cause I was out of Coca-Cola. It was.
I feel like using our context clues, you could have figured that one out there, Brandon.
That's not whiskey. It's apple juice.
It's apple juice.
Black barrel apple juice.
I've got some seltzer water here. Just doing everything I can to stay sober. Hello, children. Don't do drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, we marked this mature.
Or prostitution.
Yeah.
This is NSFW.
Did we?
Yeah.
Good. That's
No.
great.
Huh?
It's just not children appropriate. It's not 18 and up, though.
Not safe for work. You don't watch this at work.
I could probably change that right
And
now.
all children do is work. So we're good.
In China.
By the way, thank you, King Cha-Li, for my sweet new iPhone.
My Jesus.
Stop.
I appreciate all 7 years of you.
I like that we're
Oh my god.
oh no. I like that we're hitting every mark that we shouldn't be. Just
No,
very,
no, we
just
are
gently.
Every line.
Gently.
No.
Just-
This is more like a hate fucking of every line that could possibly be crossed.
oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever. YouTube's full of shit anyways.
It really is, man.
Oh!
It's not like this is our lifeblood.
I had another subject to talk about. It's a little hypothetical we can talk about.
Okay.
If you had $1.6 billion,
Would you let Jared Leto fuck you in the butt?
Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. Continue.
our next line of subject shit. You know what?
Why'd you get so emotional over that?
Because I considered it. For $1.6 million.
Billion? Well, it was billion or
Billion,
million? 'Cause
billion.
There's a difference.
If you have $1.6 billion,
I have it.
you have $1.6 billion.
Okay.
You've earned it. You've accumulated it over
Okay.
your fucking life.
You just have it right now.
Yes.
All right. Would you go into the Dow Jones? Would you invest it in something that looks promising? Would you start up your own business? Would you play it safe? Or would you drop it in the toilet and make Quibi?
What the fuck's Quibi?
Exactly. So let's talk about
All right,
a little
Google,
subject I
here
like
we
to call
come.
Quibi. Quibi is a streaming service
Oh no.
that produces content that...
Quibi.com?
Yes, sure. That the entire product, the show, the individual episodes, whatever you're watching, movies, are 15 minutes long. This was created by a senile old man who had $1.6 billion, who believed that millennials and this age group, of whom they have announced that analytically they are trying to cater to people under 35. So
that's a pretty broad fucking age
millennials.
Slip. That's not... Anyway.
It is.
Oh, hold on. Top
Mostly.
story. Kirby Jenner, the fraternal twin of Kendall Jenner, steps into the spotlight on Quibi.
I don't know who the fuck any of those people are.
Like the pink
He's
puffball?
He's got a hell of a porn stash.
No.
Oh my god. Why is it split
Oh
in the
my
middle?
god, he's literally if Kirby ate Ron Jeremy. That's amazing. Just popped out a little mustache.
Wait. He had a brother? She?
I don't know who the fuck any of these Jenners
Kendall.
are. Who's Kendall? It has to be a female. They're all female now.
Right. Kendall's the one who was originally...
Specifically...
Look, I'm not going to go there, man, because I don't care.
I don't care either. But
do you?
It was just a thing because Quibi, I couldn't get away from these ads for a very long time. And I saw about
Where did you find a Quibi ad?
That's the thing. Just on YouTube and shit.
Seriously?
Yes. And obviously...
Now that we've said... Oh my god.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Due to marketing...
I'm here to read the comments. We don't all need to do it when
I want to all do it. I want to be a part of it.
Tell you.
I want to be included.
I'm crippled.
I will tell you when it's important.
No.
So
it's all important to me.
It's under the guise that... it's under the assumption that this old man made that every millennial has an extremely short attention span. And he created his own streaming service where everything is 15 minutes or less. Where it stars A-list actors, high production values, like movie-level production values on all these different things. They even brought back Reno 911 to some sort of capacity. That's basically the only thing that I know about on there. Otherwise, they basically took a bunch of A-list actors.
Seasons or episodes?
I think episodes. I don't think there's going to be season 2 of anything on this because it's failed miserably. I love that neither one of you knew what the fuck I was talking about because I couldn't get away from these fucking ads. Somewhere analytically, people decided that I wanted Quibi. And I watched 40 different ads, and I was like, what the fuck is this? At no point in the marketing did they even establish what the fuck this product was or what it was related to. It was people using the word Quibi in normal conversation, and that was the idea of the fucking ads.
But now you fucked us because Facebook's listening.
Fuck you, Facebook. Oh, please. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg, you're welcome. I have the antibodies. You're safe now.
Okay.
And I spat on him from a distance. Little spray. I'm very angry and emotional.
He said, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg, and it just went whack.
And he zucked right in your face.
He zucked it.
I zucked it up. And so, yeah, I couldn't get away from this shit. First off, marketing team. Nobody knows what the fuck your item is. And then just casually dropping it in the middle of normal people's conversations, that doesn't establish what your product is. So, someone invested $1.6 billion into this shit, and your marketing team needs to be fucking blacklisted from Hollywood because nobody could fucking glean what the fuck you're trying to sell with this. Secondly, oh god, now we gotta read it, you asshole. Alright.
I'll be back.
Quibi is everywhere. It literally just showed up. Their marketing tactic is to make it so people go looking for such a thing. I don't care if I'm fucking biting into this. I'm just telling you because it's basically already failed. Their whole thing, so Quibi, right? Think of Netflix.
If I get an ad in the next YouTube video I watch and it's Quibi,
then we'll know
I'm gonna shit in your sink.
Dude, Snowden told you this would happen years ago. Nobody gave a fuck.
Snowden was on cocaine.
That's fine. So was Snowflame, and he still did right. Now, you see how that went full circle?
Yeah, see?
That's called glory.
Snowden, Snowflame, White Flame.
Snowflame. Oh, he should have been called that. Oh, they should do a fucking movie with Edward Snowden as White Flame.
It becomes an Edward Snowflame.
Edward Snowflame. That's our own comic. We're licensing that.
He runs off.
And you're spelling Quibi wrong. See, nobody knows what the fuck this
thing
is.
Q-U-I-B-I.
Q-U-I-B-I?
Q-U-I-B.
So it's this out-of-touch fucking guy who was
with
Disney.
Colorful Q.
Yeah.
Who decided all millennials have super short attention
Looks like
spans.
a
Might as
Lyft
well do
ad.
this. And the idea was to take up the time when you're on a bus ride, when you're in a lift, whatever. The super small incremental fucking downtime. That's what they're marketing towards. No other product on there, like episodically, is anything but shit that is.
I'm just appreciating this stupid gimmick that I've got going on.
You're welcome.
I'm drinking.
Well done.
I'm drinking tea.
That's the thing
Right
with
out
your
the
brain
box.
hole right there. But
fresh tea right out the box.
That's why I went over there to buy.
I just wanted to bring
tea.
this up in the event of all this epidemic shit. We see how desperate people are to get their products out, to keep their companies in business. Chuck E. Cheese has rebranded online so that they are now called something else, so that they can retain their business. This man, who created a streaming service in the midst of an epidemic, in the midst of an event where everybody's locked inside and everybody's using streaming services. This streaming service has failed miserably. Barely anybody knows what it is. They have maybe 1 million subscribers across the entire fucking world. And
She's appreciating the.
Yeah.
And he's gone out
Fresh
and
tea.
said the failure of this item, because he's an entrepreneur and he's completely out of touch with what the fuck he was trying to make to begin with, has claimed that it's all on behalf of what is happening in the world now, which it just isn't.
It's peppermint.
This whole virus shit, the fact that we're all quarantined does not mean that your shitty idea that you invested an ungodly amount of money in, that literally no one else would have done that.
1.8 billion.
1.6, but still, who gives a fuck? That's a lot of money.
Dude, we could make desk pop with that.
Again, I was like, what would you do with 1.6? We want to make. We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it on stream. We'll
Not
talk to you
on stream.
offline. All right.
All right. Don't want
In
anyone
case someone
stealing
steals
our
your
ideas.
idea.
Desk
Yeah.
Pop 2021. It's coming out. Anyways.
I hope it
what we're
does.
eating.
I hope it does.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
You're
Careful.
gonna love
We'll
the way
sit
it
down
looks,
with
I
the board.
guarantee it.
I'll have my people talk to your people. Okay.
It's just me.
You have an agent? Oh, okay. We're gonna need some headshots. But so yeah, no, I was just curious because it's just like this guy did the most idiotic thing. The branding, it's just the most. It's another fucking bundle of shit that I was like, how the fuck did this happen? So I just went down the rabbit hole on it. And so it's a streaming service that nobody's fucking heard about that cost $1.6 billion that a former executive at Disney created. And it's under a
But
bunch of
Disney already
assumptions
made
that
their
were
own
never true.
streaming service.
I was gonna say.
I know. That's what an
Former-
he's disbanded from Disney. He was like, I'm going to do my own thing. And then it's failed miserably. And in the midst of that, this whole thing happens and he blames what's happening in the world for his failure publicly. What the fuck was that? Why was it in your mouth? So, whatever. What would you do if you had $1.6 billion? Because honestly, I'd just sit on it and rake up the interest.
Oh,
But,
I thought
know,
you meant like literally put it in cash and sit.
I
on
would
it.
make a chair out of it.
Savings account. Sorry. Savings account. Small animation / video game studio.
You can supply your own creative projects.
Yeah.
Your own creative. Not
And that's it.
Goes with their dumb shit.
I wouldn't start some crazy, ridiculous fucking thing that costs the entirety of that money.
They're failing so bad that right now you can get the first 90 days free. 3 months. I think they have 5 shows.
Snowflake.
You would make the Snowflame movie?
No, I'd become him.
Yeah,
I
you'd
would
star
be-
in it.
I would.
You would
No.
star, direct, and produce Snowflame.
No, I don't think you understand what he's saying. He wouldn't make a movie. He would become Snowflake.
Yes.
You would.
Like in the
that's
process
great.
of a bank robbery, I'd sprint in my skivvies and just shove fistful of cocaine like right up the robber's nose.
Pocket cane.
Is it fraud? Is it
What
is
would,
it framing? It's like, well, he did cocaine.
What
you
would
could do that to anybody.
I'm pretty sure that's something along the lines of biological warfare.
It is.
Like,
What would you do with the money?
but like,
I would
I'd,
become Snowflake. That's the best idea.
I'd keep it in like little really like tight packs so that when I punch it against someone, it'd explode.
like Deadpool when he just stuffs the bag of cocaine in his mask and punches himself in the face.
We have brass knuckles, and we also have limited time warranty. Cocaine knuckles.
You punch a man, they get high off their ass. Possibly OD.
Like a Tide Pod.
A little. Just flex tape to your fucking hand.
These little pressurized packets.
It's like Batman Begins with Scarecrow's little fucking mist gag.
Yeah,
it's just cocaine.
But and then I'd evolve the idea like as it got more and more successful.
As it got more and more successful.
There's no way this could fail.
Making the assumptions of the billionaire.
Because there's no way this could fail.
Are you gonna be mugging these people?
Absolutely, because they're mugging someone else. And so I'd upgrade my arsenal, and I'd have a like the beanbag shotgun, but it'd be shooting beanbags of cocaine.
I like this idea that in this whole thing you've got your own little warehouse of people producing the most pure cocaine.
Colombian
uncut on the continent, the most pure cocaine, and you're just beaning fucking criminals with it. Your whole game plan is just to go fuck up the criminal industry by making them high on cocaine.
Just totally dependent on my product. Then I'm now a supervillain.
Do you donate to charity? What? Do you do anything? Okay.
To the cocaine addicts charity.
At least there's a silver lining to this.
You donate to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Just shit covered.
That all these people like. They locked a bunch of homeless people up. In the case of this quarantine, San Francisco has a bunch of homeless people locked up in hotels, and in order to keep them there, they've been supplying them with contraband of all sorts.
Wow.
Oh my.
Not just alcohol, not just weed. We're talking like
full on,
possibly like heroin, cocaine, possibly methamphetamines.
So like,
the city is doing this and supplying this somehow, which makes me think that perhaps they're all in on it.
You know what?
What?
There was... So my work's had an influx of a lot of like temporary people, a lot of people out of the job and should stop. A lot of people just out of the job, like looking for... We're going to glaze over it.
Yeah.
There's this guy that was like helping, like, because my job is totally shifted to doing a lot of like pickup type stuff. I am talking...
What did you want?
Thank you.
What is that? Dude, can I fucking wring that creature's neck?
So there was
real tasty.
There's this guy that worked for us for like a couple weeks. That was
a whole string again.
That was here to like basically just help with whatever I was doing.
You telling me you had a personal assistant?
No.
Oh.
Unprofessional. This fucking guy over here.
The only sober one, no, we're all drinking tea and water and seltzer water.
This doesn't even have caffeine in it. I read the box.
Brought to you by Celestial Seasonings, Peppermint.
It's pretty hippy dippy.
I didn't mean to dox you there, but I totally meant to dox you there.
All that non-caffeine is really getting to me. So this guy, I guess he got an offer for a job for doing like some sort of like half-ass security work. Like,
why are you so warm right now? You're beaten up.
Because I've had so much Celestial. I don't know what to tell you.
This tea's hot.
Ah, you're right.
It's the best way to serve it.
It's cleaning my goddamn system right now.
Right.
He got offered a job. It's like $22, $23 an hour.
Sorry, I just got shotgun blasted a bogey out of my ass.
What he described as, I guess they're setting up like a sort of like pseudo homeless like camp outside of some sort of like it was like an arena.
You're talking about
coming
Gypsy
from
Village,
ancestral,
basically. And he's being paid like $22, $23 an hour just to make sure that people don't like pass cigarettes through the fence or anything like that, or just like contraband doesn't come through the fence. But even that, if something happens while he's on the job, he's just supposed to call someone else to deal with it.
Yeah.
So it sounds almost exactly like what San Francisco is doing.
Isn't that weird? Then now you have just random people acting like prison guards over non-prisoners and shit.
And not even being a prison guard.
No.
He's being paid like $20-some bucks an hour to call someone else to do something in case something happens.
That's how a lot of government shit works. Hate to be
Oh yeah, the government's all about call the next guy. Until it goes around.
It's all about doing the things and doing the things and doing things, and then you get promoted, and then you start gaining more authority and then respect, and then you forget how to do those things, and then someone wants you to do those things, so then you delegate it to someone else, and then eventually you just fucking turn into a turtle, apparently.
And you know what?
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It all makes me want to drink my tea.
Stay healthy out there, kids. Drink your tea.
Drink some
Remember to practice and perform your fire bending.
Excuse me.
For God's sake.
Hey,
right?
you can't say practice your fire bending and get real hot up in here. What's going on?
I think that's Earth.
Man, that should have been a fart right there.
I know. Blasted. To break wind and here comes the fire.
Airbending. Dude, did you think airbenders could like kill someone with their gas?
Yeah.
Like if they ripped one and then they could bend the fart?
Dude, that's a season finale of season 3.
He said that's a season finale of season 3. The way that they make their little air bubbles, I guarantee. I don't know if you heard it, but he just airbended. Because you know, like
calling it that from now on.
You don't watch a show, but so basically they
I do. I just don't get why everyone's up the ass about it. Anyway,
how far have you gone?
Like end of season 1.
Keep watching it.
Okay.
So have you seen any like the little weird airbending tricks where like the main character can like ride along on a little bubble and shit like that? And so they can do that and basically do that whole shtick where they create the bubble around your head and you have no air basically because they're warping the air around your head. I guarantee they could take a cloud of fart, bend a bubble around it, and just gave you a little space helmet. A little space helmet of pain to put you right into the Doom universe.
Bending.
What the fuck?
Let me
bending a fart around an enemy's head.
Let me reiterate.
Oh, that's sadistic.
So you fart. You know that little bubble that they make for basically anything they make a bubble for? The airbenders themselves?
The airbenders themselves. I'm like, what are you talking about?
They do the bubble, and they put a little space helmet around your head of that fart that they've airbender bubbled.
Yes.
Air bubbled. Bendered.
Is that considered psychological warfare? Is that a war crime?
That might be chemical warfare. It's you're going to be oversaturating their internal organs with, I don't know, what comes out of there? Sulfur?
Methane.
Methane. There you go.
The most amazing show, Josh. You have to keep watching. Best childhood show of mine.
Again, Ashley roped me into it with the same shit, and I was just like, I don't want to commit to this. And then we watched like 30 episodes, and I was just like, I'm bored.
Well, because like I thought Medal of Honor was my best childhood game, and then I played it again, and it's dog shit.
But you didn't watch Avatar, right?
No,
you never watched it.
I'm telling you, as a full-grown adult, it's very good. The characters are all very grounded in their own ways. It might be simple, but it is effective storytelling.
It's just
I've been
through and
impressed
through.
So far.
It's like I haven't watched it in a while, but past the first season, where all the quality.
The first season is a nice teaser for what they
basically.
I'm hung up. I think the biggest thing that I'm hung up on is that I've watched many different animations that like control elements.
Yeah.
And the problem is that I'm very used to a violent version of it.
Fair enough.
You're used to an unhinged, non-Nickelodeon version.
Yeah, and so like when I'm watching the combat scenes, it's like you literally could have skewered him directly up the ass.
A lot of the appeal from the show comes not from like all of this like nonsense.
I think it's actually all the in-between shit.
It's the characters.
Yeah, it's the characters. It's like Star Trek.
And I don't think I committed to that fact. I committed to the
characters of the show are what make it fantastic.
There's more characters and depth to the characters established in the second season already. Me and Ashley are just moving on to the third season.
So like the characters are very charming, and then their relationships with each other are fantastic. Aang and Sokka, a couple of dumb fucking idiots. I think you could really relate to that with what goes on in this circle of friends. Every time they get in a room together, they turn from very clever, capable people to this. Yeah.
This dysfunctional tea drinking.
It's just exactly.
I just wish I had another bottle to put my seltzer water in.
The character development that happens with some of the some of the people in the show is like it's actual like. My issue with a lot of shows and a lot of movies and stuff like that is it's everybody is so one-sided, one-dimensional. Nothing happens. They just are who they are. They're just so boring. Nothing happens with them. There's no growth. Nothing. Everything that happens in Avatar, from what I remember, there's so much character growth. Everybody actually like turns into. Everything that happens to them, they learn from it. Okay. And it really shows in the show.
It's very, like, like Spider-Man. Like, I mean, like, Aang makes a fair amount of mistakes, and he hurts a fair amount of people while he's learning how to be better. And it's just, like, that's good. That's interesting. That's kind of grounded.
The main villain of the early seasons has such a good character arc.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
He turns from the worst person ever to just...
He's really a person who has to...
Exactly.
He has to learn things the absolute worst way. He's that kind of person. He has to suffer through the same experience 3 times before he goes, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? And it's like, that's relatable. Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Iroh is one of my favorite animated characters ever.
He's very, very good.
Fantastic. Yep. Zuko. That's Zuko was the best character growth. It's the way that they turn that character is fantastic.
Well, you know, it's this idea of what people expect of him and what he isn't, and then he's in denial that he's trying to find the person that these people expect of him, and then in the process kind of actually discovers who he is at the heart of him. It's just like, that's very fucking good.
He takes this big turn from doing what is expected of him to doing what is good for him.
Yeah, for him. Not anyone else, not even the story, but for him.
And it's like,
such... Good! Good for you.
I love Zuko. You start out really just
and it's painful.
The
that's the other end of it, is that it takes him a while to really learn this shit.
It's a character you start out really fucking hating, but towards the end, he's such a key, essential part of what is going on. And
yeah.
It's so through and through. I wish I had an Uncle Iroh in my life. Yeah, Uncle Iroh. You missed the H in spelling.
That's a conqueror, a master of the fire arts, one of the greatest warriors of all time. All he wants to do is open up a tea shop, man.
Dude, that...
All right, don't we all just want to open up a tea shop?
That episode where he talks about his son...
Yeah. He's a fucking great character.
He's such a good character. The writing in that show, fantastic.
If it's like, if you're a fan of like a Firefly sort of thing, or even like, if it comes to... I'd say Star Trek The Next Generation, any of these sorts of things when it comes to how characters are and how they develop and how they grow off of each other.
Get it right.
Avatar is like that.
You just said bite me. I think that was probably
There's an H and I wrote you.
Fuck. No, I would recommend it. The first
because it's
season,
Iroh, isn't it?
It's Iroh.
It is Iroh, but it's I-R-O-H.
Remember, this is and the other thing about Avatar and why it was like kind of groundbreaking in the animation level is that it was a Japanese or Asian style animation made by an American team. That's very different.
And it's such a mixing of the cultures.
Yeah,
and
it's very well done. It took the best of both worlds,
and that's one of the few things that is where I think the movie fails a lot.
Are you talking about the M. Night Shyamalan one?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
I'm not going to watch that.
That movie does not exist.
Don't watch it. Have you...
That movie does not exist.
As a very big fan of the show, I love the show through and through. Even, like, again, with the first season, the issues with the budget and whatever.
No, like,
I don't care. The movie
Mr. Aziz from Spider-Man 2 is a warlord and fucking... literally.
Because the thing is, it's on Netflix. Right now, it's on Netflix. Go through that adventure.
Because now that team's doing another thing for
Guess
Netflix
what, guys? Guess what?
I
saw it in theaters.
Why?
I paid money for that.
Was that in theaters?
It was in theaters.
Yeah, it was in theaters.
I paid money to go see that movie.
Netflix. The only reason I
don't remember anything about the series. Like I saw bits because this came from me being a kid, and I just caught it. I caught it on Nickelodeon. Like I caught episodes.
So
so I knew what it was about. And then I went and saw the movie, and I just went, "This feels wrong."
He Paul Wes Anderson.
Oh, he
shit out of that movie.
Yeah,
from what I understand,
he Andersoned that.
He Andersoned that.
As a huge fan of the show through and through, and I think I need to watch The Legend of Korra too, because From what I heard, it's a pretty good extension of the show. From a huge fan of it through and through. The movie missed so many fucking notes to what made the actual show appealing. Like, it's nothing about it being live action and the effects and all that. I don't give a shit about all that.
The effects weren't half bad.
I want to make a movie, and I can use
the effects
this title.
weren't half bad, and that's what's so fucking sad about it, because they just botched it so hard.
It's going back on, people.
With everything
Shit.
that made Avatar so great. Between the characters, the writing, the development, everything. They missed every fucking mark outside of the effects. Because the effects were kind of cool. That was the only redeeming part about the movie. And even then, it was just kind of half-assed to what they thought their interpretation of the idea.
Maybe it's the Spaceballs effect of... I took a cursory glance at what this source material was. Now I'm going to make a movie.
We don't need another. That's okay.
Only thing is that I would take...
Another Avatar?
No, yeah, she said, I think Josh and I went to saw it together. There was a plan to make another, but it did so bad.
No shit.
We saw the Airbender together?
We saw...
What?
What?
Did we really?
So...
Holy crap, I have blocked this memory out, apparently.
The thing is that I continue to go on and say that Spaceballs is the worst.
Mel Brooks.
Oh my god, Mel Brooks,
Yeah.
thank you. For some reason, I'm going to say Gene Hackman.
I
I'm
didn't
definitely
even-
an old guy, but I don't know why.
I didn't even know what you forgot. I just kind of threw something
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to talk to you about this next time you swing around.
Offline.
We're
We
the-
need to talk about this.
Because
With the
that was
same
a
dumb
terrible
person.
decision.
Two different sides of the same dumb coin.
You're my missing, left brain.
Right, left. That's
So,
what this is.
Wait, isn't left the logical?
Who
Or
knows?
Right is the logical.
I guess I'm the left. You're the right.
I don't care.
Logical and... No, artistic and logical.
So I'd be the right.
Yes.
I'm the
That
right.
makes
you're the
sense.
left. Yeah, no, that's
Ah,
it.
shit, dude. We
That's
gotta do a
it.
fusion dance at some point and get laid. No,
Do
just kidding.
you think they did that?
Do we need...
Who?
Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah.
You think they fused and fucked Bulma?
Absolutely. That's canon.
The only thing I'm concerned about is the earrings, because I really don't like earrings.
I don't have earrings.
They're clip-ons.
Are they clip-ons?
I'm pretty sure.
Does that
Do I have
power need to-
earrings? What the fuck is going on?
No,
what are you talking about?
Because you know you have to wear the left and the right
Oh,
earring
that's
in order
right.
to do the fusion.
I forgot that there was a physical medium of that. But I will tell you this much. I think that possibly, at best possible scenario is that
shit.
Airbender was like Spaceballs. I will take Spaceballs any day because Spaceballs takes a source material that the creator clearly didn't understand and made fun of it
That was a bad one. Sorry.
in ways that didn't have to do with anything specific to the actual source material. However, Airbender appears to be a serious take
No.
on
Can I
a
have my
source
screen?
material
I have
that the
something to play
creator didn't understand.
No.
That's
Well,
all I
he's-
have to say.
You need to focus. That's what you need to.
At
You're-
best.
you're absolutely. Yeah.
I got a fidget.
It was like, oh yeah, I took a cursory glance at I watched the intro of Avatar once. I'm gonna make a movie on it. And he did no further
Basically.
research.
Yeah.
He didn't.
It was-
That's what it fucking looks like.
It was. He had the. Basically, he watched the intro of it. It was
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, Fire Nation attacked, and
Because-
I mean, like,
it's
it's
gone. And then he made a movie out of it.
And to be fair though, to Avatar, which I would never say about anything else, literally, that TV series has the best opening synopsis of any fucking show I've ever seen, which is, this is what's happening, and then you can jump in. Because Star Trek is episodic. Each episode is a whole different story, right? Avatar has the same sort of appeals with its characters, but the story continues. Through
Celestial.
each season, it's the same idea. But Avatar continues building up episode after episode. Each one is related to each other. But with that synopsis, you understand what's going on enough going into it.
Very
you can
clearly.
start at any point,
It is
and
just-
you can enjoy it.
It is just such a
Very good.
And I think that's
short-
what I remember from like going to see it in theaters. Is like I saw a few episodes and I was like, I kind of like what's going on the few things that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll go see the movie.
Yeah,
But
it's,
what that reminds me of is like a lot of people say the same thing about, let's say, like Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I would love to watch Naruto, but then I'll like load it up onto my fucking like on whatever fucking streaming service that I use. Crunchyroll, by the way, go for it.
Yes.
Crunchyroll.
I feel like I need to invest in Crunchyroll.
It's a pretty good one. I mean, it's
Because
pure Japanese.
I
It's only dubbed.
my exposure to
Subbed.
Naruto. That's fine with me. I prefer dubbed just because I'm a dumb asshole, but I can read subtitles. It's fine.
Right.
I don't have an issue with it.
Looking at you, the one who's commenting on
By the way, 8 days ago on comicyears.com, here's an article from 1 week ago, I should say, but a Naruto live-action movie is still happening.
No.
Casting
No, that doesn't need to happen.
No.
Anyway,
So
let me get my thought out.
Okay.
Let me get my thought out because it's going to make me
Go ahead.
gassy.
No, I'm gonna dwell on this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, the problem is that I'll load up. The problem is I'll load up Naruto or something like that, and I'll look at the episodes, and it's like 672 episodes, and I feel like I have to marry this.
That's my
like,
problem with Dragon Ball.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I watched Dragon Ball as a kid.
One Piece.
One Piece
I
is like
watched
up
a
to
little bit of-
episode 1000.
I watched the first season of that, stopped watching it, and then I just kind of was like interested. I'm like, I really liked One Piece. I'm gonna go check to see how much. That's too much content.
I want to say
It's so much. They
so
never
much.
stopped.
And it's not a bad thing from what I've heard. It's still good through and through, but it's just so much.
But because I remember, like, Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
I remember with my cousins just waiting every Friday for a new episode because we loved, and it was at my grandma's. We'd all meet there and we'd all watch, and it was a filler episode, and it was a lot of screaming. There was a lot of next time on and what will happen here and this and that, and it was a lot of
what will happen on Dragon Ball Z?
Because the thing is that when this whole anime series, like same with Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, the reason why there's so much content is when they originally started out, their stories weren't fully fleshed out yet, so their anime teams couldn't make the weekly thing, so they had to basically ad-lib.
You know that the creative team of voice actors and producers and like directors, the actual creative minds, the writers of Dragon Ball Z usually have to rewatch their own shit because they themselves aren't committed like the fans are. Like multiple times, there are multiple accounts like recorded of the people who like invent Super Saiyan like version 2 or whatever or anything like that. That they'll be writing stuff and then someone goes up to them and goes like, "You already did this."
Oh yeah.
Already did God mode Super Saiyan? All right, let's call it that's what Super fucking Dragon Ball Z Super
and then
essentially
it's
is.
like then his hair turns blue. You already did the blue mode.
Fuck
it, pink.
Fucking pink.
Then they put their shader. Yeah, they drag the cursor over that color right there. Let's make it that color.
It's like I think he's bested Super Saiyan like 7 times now or some shit.
I
like
love
Super Saiyan was God mode.
I haven't
Now
watched
he's God mode times 7.
I haven't watched any Dragon Ball since I was like in middle school.
Do you remember what it's about though?
My problem with all of the Dragon Ball shit is like I love the show, I love the characters more or less, and I love what it's about, everything it builds and everything like that. It's just so much fucking exposition to get through, and it's not even like necessary exposition or in-depth exposition. It's men screaming.
If anybody who ever watches this have anything to do with any sort of streaming services or animated series or anything, with the capabilities and convenience of streaming services, guys, there is no room for filler in whatever the fuck products you're making.
Don't just fluff your shit up.
Me and Ashley watched the entire first season of what was it called, 7 Deadly Sins, which was pretty good.
There's a lot of fluff though.
That's when I was somewhat interested.
At least in the first one, there's a little bit of fluff here and there. It's almost manageable. And then they release the first part of season 2, which is 4 episodes. We watched all 4 episodes, and we vowed to never watch it again because literally there was nothing of substance in all 4 episodes. And the fact of the matter is, you can watch everything now.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I lag on this fucking thing when I can watch anything else?
It's taking basically the old style of animation release.
Yeah.
Where
because
the thing is what has to change now with the animation release, especially anime, they have to have the 12-episode coherent story.
Yeah.
If they have 4 of those episodes that don't mean anything, whether it's in a row or here and there, we all feel cheated because you're releasing it all at once.
Yeah.
So therefore, the story should all be done at once.
That show that Rooster Teeth did, Genlock.
Genlock is good.
Did you watch it through and through? Yeah. It was actually pretty solid. Weirdly, like fucking what the hell's that guy's name? He was in Black Panther.
Was he Black Panther?
No, the other guy.
What the fuck?
The main bad guy.
I hate you. Okay.
What the fuck?
There's a fucking product with a billion guys in it. Other guy.
Something B. Jordan.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, he was like the main character in it. It was like it did a really good job at just like there was exposition here and there, but it was all like actual like story elements to tell you like why the characters were what they were, or build little pieces here and there.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually a solid show through and through, just because they didn't force too much actual.
Like
you,
verbal
Paradise
expedition.
Archer. Yeah, it was all somewhat part of the story. It was essential to like building these characters, training them to do what they're supposed to do, making them like get past whatever their stupid little like fears or worries or anxieties were. And shit like that.
I want to point out that I think that the three of us and all of our extended family of friends are I almost said a word that I can't say are inept at many things in our own lives, but I don't think that shut up. I don't think that caught. It's fine. I was talking over
that
it.
Was.
But yes, that's exactly what I was going for. But I don't think that when it comes to the way that we absorb media,
it was very quiet. I didn't really much.
I don't think it'll pick up for YouTube's little censors.
It definitely caught, but not enough.
But I don't consider us when we are absorbing information, when we're absorbing media influence, that we are the dumb masses. And you know what? Maybe there is this dumb masses. Maybe there is this crowd of people who enjoy material and media that is substanceless, that has absolutely no value. I don't think that any of us are that. I get frustrated with it. I give up on things where it's just like, I'm not getting anything out of this. There's no lesson to be learned. There's no moral. There's nothing here that was someone put effort forth to make something in this exceptional or admirable or even, I don't know, relevant.
I was glad we
watched
that together. I feel like I've pulled him into my little meta game here. Me and him have a thing, and then it happens on the screen, and we both watch and wait for it to happen.
I look back at the screen while you both are making your fucking Skeletor dead-eyed stare into the camera.
He was doing the little like flicky thing, and you can see me go.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
It was good.
But no, yeah, I just don't understand it, and I don't think that I associate with anyone who understands who absorbs media like that. I don't know what it is.
Stuff like that, I'm torn on, because myself specifically, I like stuff that has substance, has context, things that content. Yeah.
Sure.
Stuff that's like, it's full of stuff that like actually matters, some sort of lesson, some sort of fucking teaching, some like actual
something that you can walk away with and be like, I can work with this.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's not just full of like fluff filler pieces, not just stuff to pass the time. On the other hand, I understand this, like, because especially nowadays, there's a lot of people that just they just want something to pass the time, to escape with, to fill the time.
There's
and stuff
nothing
like that.
wrong with that.
So
but it can't be all.
It's a lot of that content. That's fair. A lot of that content. It's not. Of course, it's not my favorite content, but I can sit there and I can watch it. I can appreciate it for being the filler that it is, not necessarily for the show, but for just something to take in. Something to be there.
I do know people who say that I'll put Batman v Superman on in the background while I'm doing something else. You know, like it's this white noise.
Right. It's like, you know? It's for what it's supposed to be, for what they talked it up to be. Batman v Superman is a letdown in, like, they talked it up to be this big cinematic masterpiece, and then it turns out to be one of those, like, those filler escape kind of just nonsensical
I will say,
and I can appreciate it.
Had they built it up like that, it wouldn't have been bad.
Upon direction, upon writing, upon the way that the actors were directed, I don't blame the actors for that shit. But production value versus product, that is the most baffling bad movie I've ever seen.
It is, and that's like, honestly, that's the way that I think about most of these DC movies, and I think the only one recently that's really
so much money poured into.
The only one I think recently has really understood what it is the Aquaman movie. Because it was just kind of silly. It was just kind of fun. It didn't take itself seriously. And it just understood that it was just kind of this piece to be absorbed by the audience, as opposed to the rest of them that just thought that they were these big cinematic, gritty, dark masterpieces that were supposed to teach you something.
I think 90% of Wonder Woman is a great movie, actually. And then the last 10%.
I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
I love Wonder Woman, most of it, except for the end of the movie.
The bad thing about the end of the movie, not only is the end of the movie bad, but they make a point to void out all the lessons learned in the other 90% of the movie. It is baffling. But 90% of that movie, cut out the bullshit with actually Ares showing up, you have a fine fucking movie, and you can see what it was supposed to be.
I love Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She does it. Is it Gadot?
I think it's actually like.
I think you're both right, because I don't think she's ever said her last name.
I don't think so either.
Well, Gal does a great job.
There we go.
She does a fantastic job at being Wonder Woman. I think it's a very good casting for the character.
The difference, Wonder Woman is very entertaining.
I swear she's Amazonian.
You spit into my tea.
I spit on the side of it.
You spit on the side of my tea.
Did you see me look at it? I had a personal moment of panic. I'm saying a lot of P's here.
That's how it spreads. It's
fine. I have the antibodies.
Fuck. I need some sort of blocker for this side now too.
I'm just gonna have. It's apple juice.
So we'll just block with the apple juice.
No, that's apple juice. That's tea.
Yeah.
But the difference is that Wonder Woman still has this sense of like. That's a sound that actually came out of your body. Oh my god.
Hold, please.
Did it catch? It caught!
Go into the other goddamn room when you need to do that.
I will have you know, I went upstairs earlier to go pee. There's a full bottle of not even a full bottle. There's a bottle of Drano right next to the toilet for this guy. Unbelievable. You're not supposed to do that. Anyways.
It happens.
You're an animal.
The Drano's for the shower. I'm sorry.
Good. All right.
Okay.
Resolved. So
I shit in the shower.
But the difference between Wonder Woman
Waffle
is like,
stomp those nuggets right down the drain.
Stop. Drink your Pinot Grigio and shut the fuck up.
Pinot Grigio.
Drink your grape juice.
Peanut Gregory.
Spin it around so we can't see the label.
You just said what it was, you moron.
Stop. Stop. Other way. Thank you. Yep. No, what? It says it on the back.
Yeah, it says on the back too. That's my blunder with this.
Yeah.
So, but the difference between Aquaman and Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is like 90% entertaining and good.
It's too bright.
There's this sense of realism. There's this sense of this is happening in our world that they're going for, right?
It is. For the most of the movie.
Aquaman is completely disconnected. It happens in its own cartoony world, and that is what is good
Jason
about
Momoa had fun with it.
They had fun. Dude, someone had fun in a DC movie.
So that's...
Holy shit.
My issue...
What a fucking novel concept.
I have a lot of issues with the DC, their fucking stupid universe. One of my biggest issues is that their casting is so on point.
I know.
Everybody that they cast.
Henry Cavill is a fantastic Superman.
Every single person that they cast could do such a good job.
You look at them physically, and you look at their repertoire. If you look at everything that Henry Cavill has been in, the prerequisites, other things that they've been in. Henry Cavill is just bulked. That was all I know. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that you got what you needed to.
I got stuck on a word, and it's fine. It happens.
But
did you grab my pinky with that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I still feel it.
He's perfectly capable. Ben Affleck, great fucking not only good actor, good director.
He's got
good
a big chin.
All sorts
he
of
could be.
He has the jaw, dude.
He could be such a good Batman.
And
that was one of the things.
He was a great artist.
When he was casted as Batman, stop. When he was casted as
true though. That's what he was.
It is
true.
When he was casted as Batman, I'm like, okay.
You can do a lot with that. He's a fucking
great
actor. He has a fuckload of range. Or grade B, whatever, Batman.
No, A grade A.
A B negative. Fuck off. It's the same thing.
He's an O negative. He has an incredible range. He is
such an O negative actor.
He has an incredible range, and He bulked up, and it's like, cool, this guy's gonna fucking do this. And then the writing.
And then he was
toddler dialogue.
In all of the movies he was involved in, he was such a fucking side piece bottom bitch.
In DC?
In every movie that he was Batman in, yeah. It was like he was such a just a side character. He didn't matter.
He's the I'm in control, but I can't.
One of the biggest issues I had. So aside from the fact that everybody they cast could be such a great fucking person for their actor, everybody.
The character.
I think.
Go on.
Everybody.
I'll make the edits in post with my voice. Like Neil Breen. Say fifth while I mouth fourth, alright? This will be my
fifth
movie. That's what he does. By the way, if you don't know... I probably didn't capture
it. I wasn't even scripted either.
I wasn't looking at the camera. Brandon, I need to introduce you to a little indie filmmaker called Neil Breen who makes his own movies. He's a 69-year-old man. And when he makes fuck-ups, he makes edits in post that sound like that. And it's amazing. He literally did that. He said, this will be my 4th feature-length film. He realized it was his 5th in post, and instead of recutting it, he did that, and he dubbed over it. And he goes,
I'm just...
5th. Exactly.
I'm just super sad that I was laughing too hard to actually listen to it and watch it. It was so good. It was very good from this angle.
We nailed it. That was awesome.
Not scripted.
No, it wasn't set up beforehand. He had no idea what I was talking about.
No idea.
One of my biggest issues with the Justice League movie is that almost every single character in the movie felt like a side character. There was not a single main character.
And remember,
there was
a way 30 minutes of bullet time.
Joss Whedon made the quintessential new modern standard of superhero team-up movies called Avengers, and he made the biggest blunder superhero team-up movie of all time called the Justice League. How does that happen? Anyways, go on.
You took every single one of these main characters that had some sort of
they had an
established character.
Yes.
And every single one of them, even the villains, felt like side characters. Not a single one of them felt detrimental.
Important. It felt rushed.
Every single one of them felt like they weren't like the movie.
The reason why is because Justice League had no precursors. Avengers had precursors.
But the thing is, Avengers on its own.
When they brought everyone together, they all had their standalone sort of introduction.
I will forever hate the fact that they rushed this Justice League.
Yeah.
I will forever hate the fact that they rushed
League.
it. The Justice League is so Boy Scout to me that I have my issues with how there's good and there's bad and I'm a good guy.
On subject of Aquaman, when I was like, this is a different world and how it's cartoony, the movie plays and feels like an animated Justice League movie or animated DC movies. The animated movies are very well written. The characters are very fucking thought out and done very well, and that's what it felt like, even though they're very ridiculous.
I can feel you fall in my hands with that.
I get very focused when it happens.
Did that, and it was
there's a lot of energy that I put forth into that whole grabby bit, and it's like.
It's just weird, though, that the same guy who made Avengers made that. Because Avengers, the problem is that there's these moments where they have to depend on each other's powers, they have to depend on each other's personalities.
Right.
Completely unnecessarily. You look at Avengers, they have to play off of each other. The fucking helicarrier's going down, they all have their own things to do. All things equally important and highlight who they are and how this team is going to work.
One thing I love about the way that Marvel has been doing all the movies is everything is just the right amount of grounded in reality.
Yeah.
In the way where it's like, this is ridiculous, and we're going to acknowledge that, but we're going to deal with it in a realistic sense.
It is.
Yeah.
Every ridiculous character has so much limitation to what they can do that every time a situation pops up where they can't handle it, somebody else has to be there to take care of it.
Because they're not gods.
They're not.
No.
And that's one of the biggest issues I've had with DC with everything that I've seen from them is every single one of their characters is so much.
They're an odd...
so much. Superman is so much. Wonder Woman is so much.
Superman alone could
The thing is that there's so much of one thing and none of it's human. Jesus Christ. They're this extended cliche of a character. None of them are a person.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
That's so good on the camera.
He got some oomph on it.
Oomph.
Oh god.
He put some stank on it.
I can't tell
as
you how
Irwin
long
would say. The half mummy known as Irwin.
I think it was before we even started streaming.
Grandmama!
I want to rewatch Billy and Mandy. Fuck me. Go on.
Before we even started streaming, I saw this cup was here with this this fucking cork in it. I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm like, I've got to hit somebody with this.
I've
sorry.
gotta
do it.
Everybody who's noticed me doing a little Jeff Goldblum doing this and everything else, I'm having an allergic reaction. Can you get me some allergy medication? I'm allergic to cats. I just realized. I'm like, why am I itchy? All right.
Are you okay?
Sorry,
I
people.
have no idea where this stuff is anymore.
Well, you better find it.
It's part of the narrative. We wrote this all beforehand.
Sure.
Believe it or not. I even bought my...
Josh just cannoned off a turd in his shorts. It's clean out of his shorts. We don't even have to clean up.
Nope. Dry as a bone.
Damn it.
I have no
Unfortunately, that doesn't pop up on this.
No, that's fine. It popped up in reality.
I brought my Neutrogena.
Neutrogena?
Excuse me?
Neutrodrano?
I've had so much tea. I don't know what's
I'm losing my goddamn time. You know what? Oh, God.
I very
Listen.
very
I
much.
remember like picking this up and putting it in a location where I'm like, if Blake needs this, I'm not gonna find it.
You asshole.
Like, I remember doing this when cleaning up.
Is it in your balloon drawer?
What are you looking for?
Allergy medication.
Jesus Christ. This is Josh's, like, asshole. Watch it. Did you prolapse in there? Do you need me to
Nope.
grab a plunger? Jesus Christ.
That
Can
one
you
pick
hear
up?
that one? That's ridiculous.
You're an animal.
Ooh.
So what I was trying to say is I'm very much taking advantage of the fact that I don't have to drive home today.
That's right. You gotta work tomorrow, so I gotta drive you back. Fuck me.
That's fine.
It's fine. Can I just leave you here?
No.
There, went back in my throat.
I don't know where this is. I'm sorry.
It's fine, I guess. Who cares?
Me.
I guess.
Yeah, I know. He's like, it smells bad.
Your cat is very fascinated by the smells the human body emits when under pressure and social discomfort.
Uh-oh, we broke him. Oh, jeez.
What the fuck were we talking about before? Something about the Justice League.
Justice League, its characters feeling like shit. Whatever.
Jesus, what did I come back to? She left for a minute, by the way.
Oof.
A while ago, she said she'd be right back.
Oh, she came in at the worst time.
Oh God, I've had so much tea.
We were talking about the Justice
Hey,
League.
we got a new commenter.
What? Who is that?
Karen White.
Who?
Karen.
Banana bread. You better share that goddamn banana bread
Karen
at work,
White.
bro.
Shit.
Yeah, otherwise it's your manager I'll be talking to. I don't mean to say that. I know legitimate Karens around the world are frustrated. And I get
The
that.
illegitimate Karens, however.
But unfortunately, the illegitimate Karens need to be punished.
Thank you for joining us today, Karen.
You're a wonderful person.
I do appreciate
I
you.
do want some banana bread.
I
She's
would
gone.
Appreciate some banana
She's
bread.
definitely gone.
I love you.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
I really...
I
I made some
That's what I
Who
just
is
said.
this person?
It's
Karen
Karen.
White.
Do we know her?
Yeah. She's the white Karen. There's only one of them.
We all know Karen, okay?
Well, she made some banana bread.
I'm so sorry. By the
Anyway.
way.
No, seriously, like, I want some. Like, really bad.
I know.
Jesus Christ, these buffoons. in
I've
front
still
of me.
got like $30.
Oh,
in
like
gift
you're any
cards.
better.
What? Who said that? Or who are you?
I've still got
Where
like
am I?
$30 in gift cards
From
from Starbucks.
Kohl's?
Oh, that Starbucks have banana bread. This is a fucking fact.
What?
Starbucks had the banana bread.
Starbucks banana bread is pretty goddamn good.
Why does your USB have a button on it? What is this?
That is for that Pro controller I decided to get. I think it's in here. No.
Is it dead?
Oh, it's very dead.
What?
Did you destroy
Do you remember?
it?
It's the Pro controller I bought for like $130, and like within the first couple hours of gaming, it made that squeaking noise whenever I pressed the analog stick, and I sent a video to you guys.
For PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They make Pro controllers?
Yeah, and so like it has like back buttons basically.
It doesn't sound very pro to me.
No, it's not. The problem is because it's cheaply made. That it had the back buttons to like basically have a little bit more.
It's a cheap ass Pro, dude.
It to have more functionality. So like you could have the back buttons for reprogramming, and
hold on. Celestial T.
Thank you. And I don't know what I did. I know I'm rough with my controllers, so I figured I buy a higher price one. You know, so I can take care of it a little better.
Rough with his controller.
And, like, you can't sync it like normal ones. Like, you can't sync it up to the cable and then have it just... You have to have that in there.
For those of you not in on the joke, Josh is a Neanderthal.
Dude, it is
and he
so bad.
He crushes his controllers in his hands or bashes them against the wall while shrieking,
It's more of a guttural belly scream.
There it is.
Because PlayStation controllers are very, very fragile and small. And they're just not built for punishment like Xbox controllers are.
As profoundly said, like a Neanderthal. Go
anyway, I got this Pro one.
Yeah.
Just watching us. Make eye contact and look directly at you at the same time.
I got this Pro controller. And, like, the first day of gaming that I got done with, I put it down, picked it up the next day, and every time I moved the analog stick to the left, it would go, and you could feel the vibration. Like, it was think of it like as if it was a ball bearing. Like, it was a rough ball bearing.
Did you pour maple syrup on it?
I did nothing to it. Like, it had this. It came with a nice little case that's covered in marijuana. And...
Did you pour marijuana on it?
No, but, like, I put it back in here. And then I took it out the next day, and then it went, So I looked up a YouTube tutorial led by the most wonderful little Asian that I could not understand. And I pulled this bitch apart. I ripped it apart, and I fucking sprayed WD-40 right in the little hole where he said to put it. Because apparently this is an issue with these fucking things.
Don't you love that?
And... I've never ran into this with, like, normal PlayStation controllers. The only reason that I have to buy normal PlayStation controllers is because I can't control my emotions.
You need to meditate, dude.
Less on the Pinot Grigio and more on the just...
It's playing anything competitive when I'm alone.
You should
if I play competitively with people around me, I'm fucking zen, dude.
We're trying to play fucking Monster Hunter... Dying Light.
But I
have
like
No Man's Sky
anger.
now. Fuck you.
You have it downloaded?
Yes.
We should do that again. And
No Man's Sky. What else do we have that I just made? Oh, we've been going through Revenant. Revenant.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I wanted to buy that when it came out, and y'all were just all up Monster Hunter's fucking butt.
Hey.
You weren't.
Hey.
I know.
Buy it
Someone
now.
needs to be.
Buy it now.
Yeah, no, because then we'll have people to keep trading off.
How much is it? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
Okay, buy it right now. It's actually.
I saw gameplay.
As far as co-op goes, it is actually a really solid game.
It's like 3 different classes, right?
It's a really good third-person shooter, and then it's got the melee aspects of the combat, and then it's just hard enough that it's not some stupid little baby game.
It's a classy...
you actually have to focus...
well-balanced multiplayer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a classy...
Very good.
It's a really good co-op game.
A classy Dark Souls that's co-op.
Yeah.
Yes?
So
because it has Dark Souls mechanics, right?
More or less.
So far,
it's a Souls mechanics with the dying.
Very loosely.
Because
very
you're a
loosely.
Darksiders fan. Did you play Darksiders 3?
With Wrath.
Yeah.
Wrath?
Yeah, sure. Fury, whatever the fuck her name was.
She's got whips.
She was nothing.
The angry one.
So because I beat Darksiders 3, and that's probably the highest budget game that I played, and I beat, and I did 100% on, and I said this. That was a waste of time. I don't care about Darksiders 3.
See, I have it in my library. I haven't played it.
Luckily, it was free on PlayStation Network.
That's why I have it in my library.
So I played it. It's like, so imagine Dark Souls, but you have superpowers. Doesn't that negate the whole purpose? Anyways, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because you're a horseman of the fucking apocalypse.
It's frustrating in really dumb, nonsensical ways. It is really easy in just about every other. There's very few times where you'll actually die in it, but they're trying to execute this Dark Souls pattern, whatever. Darksiders 3, Remnant. From the Ashes, whatever.
Remnant.
It's Remnant.
Yeah.
Remember.
Basically reuses assets from Darksiders 3 and all that shit.
It's definitely what it feels like. It is the same company.
I was going through this. We were going through this shit with JD, and he brought it up at the beginning, and I didn't even realize it was made by the same people. And I was like looking around, like, is this just Darksiders 3? Like, I was like, this feels
before he even knew that it was the same company. Yeah, it was, at least in the first area, definitely, probably throughout.
It looks like Earth.
It's very.
It looks like Earth in Darksiders 3.
It's different pieces that they use from Darksiders 3 to build off.
I will say, Darksiders 1 does not hold up.
That's a shame, because Darksiders 2 does.
Yes, Darksiders 2 is a fantastic game.
Darksiders 2 is a good game.
Darksiders 1, I replayed through that, and I was like, this is really fucking boring.
Darksiders 3 is Jack 2. We're going to take on this genre, even though it's unrelated to what we're doing, and it's
They
really
tried to
not
revamp something that didn't need
better.
revamping.
Yeah.
I've never played a Darksiders game.
Only play 2. That's what I would say.
Just play 2?
Yeah, because the reason why is because it totally recaps 1. In its entirety.
It recaps 1, and again, a lot of visual storytelling, a lot of like visual. There's some fucking dialogue relating to exposition and whatnot.
Did
but
you platinum
it's very
Darksiders
brief.
2?
I don't know if I platinumed it.
Do you know why you didn't? Because in order to platinum it, you had to get through the maze.
That's what it was. Yes, that and all the arena
maze is like
challenges.
100 levels of just randomized bullshit that if you are not jotting it down, you have no chance of getting through it.
No, thank you.
Basically, there's this sort of ethereal maze, and at certain levels, after you beat through it, you get rewards.
Like a labyrinth sort of thing. Yeah.
In order to progress, there's 3 different paths every time. So there's 3 paths.
Okay.
Sometimes the path is just combat. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes the path is combat and progression. Other times it just fucking hurts you. Okay. And there's 100 levels of it. Basically, the reason why is at the end of the 100 levels of the maze, you get the apocalypse armor, which looks so goddamn fucking cool. Sorry, I got you on that one. And the thing is to get the apocalypse armor from the arena, you have to go through the 100 levels of arena without quitting.
Yeah.
Which takes a minimum of like 55 minutes if you're good.
Yeah.
If you're not and you have to struggle through it, it's like 125 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it is a devotion, and you cannot stop. Yeah. If you stop and you quit, you have to start over from the beginning, or if you die. Yeah, so you can get through 45 minutes of it and die, and it doesn't mean anything.
But I was bringing up Darksiders 3 because A, it's reused assets. B, it's the same company. But C, the whole Dark Souls aspect that they were trying to execute in Darksiders 3 is way better off in Remnant. Like, it's done really well. Yeah. Everything is still...
It's totally separate, though, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like, story-wise. Okay, it has nothing... It's just assets.
It's looking around, I was like, is this just Darksiders? Or is this happening somewhere else?
The scenery and the setting, more than anything.
It's a coherent story on its own.
As of the second overworld, it looks different.
It looks very similar.
Because I got a lot of Bloodborne vibes out of it when I was watching gameplay.
Yes, and it's Bloodborne's with firearms, and it's like, fuck, what was it called? Code of Honor, wherever the fuck. I forget. It's basically a war shooter in a Dark Souls world.
Yeah.
And they made it work very well. And it feels really good. It's like Army of 2 with monsters. It's really fucking good.
But it's Army of 3. Because there's 3 separate classes, right?
And
everyone can play the same the same class if they want.
Yeah. The classes are, at least from what JD explained it to be, they're exactly.
With their own play style.
It's more or less basically what you start with, and then from there, what you do outside of what you started with kind of depends on
The thing is that you to summarize it in the most efficient way, there's 3 different weapons that you have. There's a main firearm, there's a secondary, and then you have melee weapons.
It's all firearm based.
It's mostly all firearm.
Mostly.
Yes.
There is a melee weapon.
But the classes, the classes, there's 3 different classes, and one more so highlights the primary weapon and ranged attacks. One of them is like a gunslinger. You have
secondary stuff.
Yeah, secondary stuff, and then there's kind of a melee fighter class.
And it feels
that
like
more so gives you a benefit of using those weapons.
When you pick the classes, it feels more so what you start out benefiting with.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
more
you
or
can
less than
grow
like what you're supposed
to
be. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So regardless of what you choose, if you can from what it seems like, it's one of those games where you can choose, you can start with benefits in one area, and then you can
make your own
meta.
Basically, yeah, you can diverge into this totally different class. So you can start with basic skills in one area, and then if you decide you want to go to a different path, like you want to stick more to like melee or handguns or like being up front and close and being crazy. Yes. So a lot of the abilities are you can upgrade a lot of stuff with your character specifically, and as you level up and as you get further in the game, you unlock more abilities to upgrade. And then there's abilities you can attach to your guns and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, whoops, I don't even remember a lot of the upgrades that you pick. One of them is like some sort of like area healing effect or some shit like that. The ones I have, one of them, I think my sidearm, it has this ability where I shoot this little like tumbleweed that basically it attracts everybody else around the area.
Why is he so heavy for being so light?
He's a monstrosity.
He's dense.
Yeah. Oh, me?
You're very dense.
Yeah, I'm like Spider-Man.
You're
I'm
dense.
small, but my muscles are so goddamn dense.
So, like, the abilities that I have, one of them with my sidearm is a tumbleweed.
Trying to blow the allergens away.
I basically shoot this little weed in that everybody in the area is like, I need to fucking kill that thing right now. Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And then, what the hell was
overall difficulty?
Not very.
Moderate.
Yeah.
You will still get downed individually as long as you work as a team. And that's the thing is that basically starting off outside of the little classes, which give you very little benefit per each whatever way
specifically
your play style.
Yeah.
As you continue playing, you can start gathering different items or whatever or traits to play your own way. So he'll do different distractions. He's mostly long range. He uses a rifle, whatever. Up till to a
Good
point,
tea.
I was playing double barrel shotgun. I was the gunslinger, so mostly I was just using my sidearm, but I was also support. And you can attach different things. So like my traits, I went more for vitality. So I'd kind of be a bullet sponge if people needed it. Possibly I'd be the last person up. One of my traits that I attached to a weapon would be quick revive, as well as with my other weapon, I'd be able to activate essentially like a health spawn. So people around me would be doing health, so I'm more of a support character.
Yeah, so it's like a bubble shield of health.
But like as you continue going on, you can just progress your own directions. Do I want more damage? Do I want to play support? Do I want to focus on a certain weapon?
I know I have the weed. What was the second ability that I started going with?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was.
But there's a lot of different things, and it's one of those games where your play style can be very custom.
It's weird for me because usually I don't go with like support shit at all. Usually I'm kind of like
maybe yours is the same thing as mine. Is that there's like a chance of like automatic revive or something when you come up to a guy?
No,
Did you not buy that?
It was something else very specific. It was like we came through a level and I'm like, I need that fucking right now.
I think it had to do with range.
It was. I don't remember what
it was. Like headshot damage or something?
No.
I could be thinking the wrong game. We play so many games.
I know. And it's very weird for me to go like somewhat support class because usually I'm just like a medium range. Like I just shoot things.
He helps with the challenge.
But with that game, it just felt like I needed to do something more. So one of the specific things was like, if I shoot enough guys, I can shoot this little weed down. Everybody goes to that weed, and I can go do whatever else or
sure.
The thing is, Brandon and I are obviously we're both adept at video games, and then we're headed by JD, who is the video game guru.
Yeah, JD knows what he's doing,
and
because he spends time to look at walkthroughs, which we just
exactly.
don't.
We still show up, and we'll go to like mini bosses and shit, and we'll still all get demolished. Like, and that's another thing where it's like there's still. You can plow through like regular enemies very easily and whatnot, but eventually there will be this challenge to the game. There's going to be an enemy that you have to learn, and the enemies are randomly generated. What type of enemies they are physically, but also what their powers are going to be, and like shit like that. So it's very particular.
It wasn't the last boss that we fought. It was like 2 or 3 bosses ago. It was this mini boss that it was like the hardest thing we fought so far. Every time we did, like, exactly.
So
every time
it had 4 bars of health. Each bar of health that we depleted, it would split. So right off the bat, we encounter it. He looks at us. Mitosis. Now there's 2. So now 3 of us are fighting 2 of them. We get them down to a 3/4 health.
They
really
both
easily.
Split?
They both split. Now we're fighting 4. Now it's 3 on 4. And we get them down to half health. 8 on 4. We get them down to almost dead.
So
16 on 4. It gets progressively harder and harder and harder.
On top of the fact that he's already an asshole with an axe, he walks up to you, just like kind of slithers up like I'm a fucking tree. He
has his own abilities. Not only is he melee, he can throw his weapons at you. He has range attacks. He can heal.
Yeah.
Each one individually. If any one of them individually heal, it heals the collective.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit.
And then every single one of them individually could decide, I'm just gonna do a wave attack.
Yeah, a shock wave.
And he just he throws his axe down, and then the shock wave just shoots up. And
when there's 16 of them capable of doing this at any fucking given moment,
6 of them will do it at the same time.
Boy,
like, it'll be like one wave,
dodge the right
wave, and it's every time.
And 2 of them are healing in the back, and you have no opportunity in between these waves to be able to shoot them to make them stop.
So
it's very fucking cool.
When you're on the end game of that boss, it's 3 of them are healing, 6 of them are shooting waves. You can't do anything about it. He's got full health.
Yeah, and then the rest of them are
dead.
on you, trying to ask you a question. It's just fucking nothing.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay. In summary, recommend Remnant.
Yeah, no, it's a
very
good
co-op.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll look at it. Don't worry. I got expendable monies.
Good lord, what else do we fucking play?
Earth Defense Force 5.
Oh.
I need people to play with Bug Shoot 5.
It's an even more parodied Starship Troopers. And it's great because it's executed exactly that way. It's corny.
It's such a fun arcadey shoot game. It's ridiculous. And after you left, I tried to play a little bit on my own on the hardest difficulty just to like get some more shit, get some shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it gets so fucking hard sometimes because so what we played, it's mainly just like ants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've even got the spiders.
No.
So
we fought UFOs and ants. That's all we fought in our time.
Yeah, and there's an advanced version. So
dumbass. Sorry.
There's a cat. Okay. So after the UFOs, I think there's spiders that bounce around.
Did we leave
Earth Defense Force 5. That's what we're talking about.
What?
Now.
Earth Defense Force 5. Thank you.
It's non-Starship Troopers. It's you and potentially a group of friends fight an alien invading force of bugs and bug-like forces. Giant bugs.
So you said not Starship Troopers, but it is?
Basically.
Why is there 5? Where were the other 4?
There's more than 4 games.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch
lot
of spin-off
games.
titles too.
Yeah.
Like, Resident Evil 0 or Code Veronica. There's other spin-off titles.
Would you recommend it, though, so far?
What? Yeah. It's just fucking corny fun. Well, because I say that in the way that Starship
Are you a soldier?
Troopers... Yes.
Yeah,
you select what class you are. You can fly around. You can be a normal infantry soldier. You could be a support class that calls in different sort of airstrikes, equipment, vehicles, what have you, in order to fight the bug menace.
The menace.
Or you could be a heavy who just fucking absorbs damage.
Yeah. No, it's such a fun, good game. It's ridiculous through and through. Yeah. It's a game that understands what it is.
The fuck is that?
As being...
We just fought that, actually. It was very cool. It's essentially a dragon made out of trees. It's very cool.
the visual on that fucking guy.
So
we're talking about
cinematic.
Remnant again. So the last boss that we fought was this weird, like, plant root dragon thing that was just bouncing around.
Imagine a dragon shaped out of trees. If you've seen the trees that people have taken pictures of where it looks like a couple dancing or anything like that, imagine something like that, but the tree is shaped as a giant goddamn dragon that will kill you.
There was this fantastic visual we had where the dragon was on one side of the map and we all like evacuated to the other side of the map. And we're hiding behind these ruins.
We're behind rubble, grabbing cover as it blows the rubble apart in front of us.
His whole thing is he's shooting fire. He's lighting up these like oil fields of fire.
So there's this
so
oil
the entire
puddle.
map is filled with just pools of fire.
And there's an oil. There's essentially a line of fire in between us and the dragon, and it is emitting this fucking smoke. We don't know what's going on. Other things are coming and attacking us. We're holding our defensive position. We're just holding the line against all these little minions. Suddenly, a fireball comes out of the smoke.
What do you mean the year is 2022 in Earth Defense Force 5?
It's a good goddamn game. Buy it so I can play it with
people. Look at
it. It's such a fun arcadey game.
It looks like a PS2 game, and it's really fun.
I don't know
why is it 20 gigabytes?
I don't know.
Because there's nothing to it.
Why is the deluxe version $90?
I know. I didn't want to buy it because it's still $60 fucking. I don't want to do it yet.
But it's such a fun game.
I know it is fun.
And we've only got like 10 missions. That's
a big ant.
At least 100 missions. It says 100 plus. I don't know. It's like 105. I don't know.
It's really silly.
It's super silly.
Why are you just a dude?
We got into a blue. He got into a blue Gundam, and I got into a red Gundam, and we were fighting giant fucking ants.
That's
back
what you
to
can
back.
do. Back
it was
to back.
so fun.
Just mechs.
It's so fun.
It's ridiculous.
What's up with the frogs?
Exactly. That's the question. Because after we started...
$60!
Hold on. Remnant thing, the only thing is that there was a visual that we caught because we were fighting minions where... We had a defensive position, and most of the map is smoke. Out of the smoke erupts a giant fireball, which ended up pretty much exploding part of our fucking cover.
We
go, what the fuck? We look back through the smoke, and we just see these glowing eyes.
Yeah.
And
this
smoke
thing
coming
like
out of this thing's
creeping
mouth.
up at us.
It was very good. The way that they set that game up was very cinematic and dramatic. And
from the Ashes is such a good game.
it's really fun.
It's really
well.
If you're looking for like something like Dark Souls light, Remnant from the Ashes is a good fucking game.
Just play with friends.
I don't much like the unnecessarily like bullshit that Dark Souls causes. Bloodborne, okay. Dark Souls, okay. Remnant from the Ashes, good fucking game.
It's a really good co-op game. It makes... The thing is with Bloodborne is that there is this weird unbalancing. It can feel too hard if you're going through it in single player. And the first time I played Bloodborne, I went through it alone, and what a son of a bitch. But I had to get through it because holy shit, everything in that game is so goddamn ugly it has to die.
Side note,
die.
Yes.
I got the My Little Pony DLC for Monopoly.
Okay, enough of that. And so the Bloodborne, the opposite end of that is that
Monopoly, and I was like, which DLC can I buy that would be the most horrid?
No,
and that was the one I found.
No,
it's like $2.
Fair enough. I respect that.
It came with a Rainbow Dash fucking board.
Okay. But Bloodborne, who is made by what's it called? From Software, of whom made Dark Souls and whatnot. Alone, it can feel very fucking taxing. It can be very difficult. But on the flip side, if you start inviting friends in, even if you have 2 people, it becomes very easy on a lot of bosses that otherwise were meant to be difficult or stretched out sort of fights in order to see everything that it's capable of. Remnant is very, very, very well balanced when it comes to co-op. Everything is still not only a threat, but everything still has its own challenge. there's also an additional challenge to playing with friends because there is a level of friendly fire, and depending on what level of difficulty there is, that can range from 25% to 200. Like as far as I remember. But yeah, it's a much better crafted co-op experience if you're looking for the difficulty and challenge of like a Dark Souls-esque From Software game.
It's very well done, and for games like that, I'm such a fucking critic because I don't like playing games just to have a challenge. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I like story. I like how fun it is, and those are basically the two qualifiers I have to having a good time
that's
playing a game. And Remnant, it's challenging enough. I do like a challenge. I like having to think about things sometimes and whatever. Remnant it's just a good third-person shooter.
It has great shooter mechanics, but not only that, but the environment, it being like Dark Souls shit, and then there's different monsters, different classes. There's always different obstacles you have to deal with the format of a third-person shooter.
You're never bored with how much like either the game's too easy or the game's too hard, because that's one thing I feel specifically. If the game's too hard, I get bored with trying to just fucking plow through it and just make it through the game. And if the game's too easy, I lose interest very easily, obviously. Remnant, it's got a good mix. It's hard enough that it keeps you interested, keeps you very focused on what's going on, but it's not too hard that you can't make it through it, and it's not too easy that you get to every boss and you just shoot them and they're dead.
I think that there's something glorious in, because there's all these people who will play a Dark Souls game or a Bloodborne game and they'll be like, I'm going to use the starter equipment and I'm never going to upgrade anything, and this is the way that I'm going to play the game and shit like that. I appreciate a game where Dark Souls is like that, and I think that there's a certain crowd of people who think like that, but I appreciate a game where you have to progress yourself in your skill set in the game in order to continue to progress, and Remnant is very like that. It's like, I'm going to have a hard time if I don't focus on these traits, if I don't upgrade my weapons, if I don't figure out my playstyle, if I don't learn how to help my friends and get them to help me, if there's not this dynamic and communication, stuff like that. Exactly. I think a great game is something like that, where it's like, and you have the motivation to progress forward, to become better. I can't read that. And Remnant is that.
Blake.
What?
Will you sit?
Who is that?
Who is that?
No, it's so fucking small back here. I just figured fucking standing was easier than sitting on this goddamn tiny-ass stool, which is made of the same shit the floor is made of. Banging my knees against this goddamn dresser this guy calls a bar.
It's a bar.
All right.
I've got to pee. I'll be back.
But yeah. That's the way that is. On the contrary, I've learned recently that games don't necessarily have to be challenging. Satisfying and challenging are two different things. Thank you for that. Luigi's Mansion is extremely easy, but it's also very satisfying. I recommend that.
6.5 hours.
We did a 6.5 hour stream on Twitch yesterday of Luigi's Mansion 3.
Fucking fun.
It's really fun. It's not even necessarily challenging.
I love that goddamn game.
There's a lot of Switch games that aren't really challenging, or it feels like you're in baby mode the whole fucking time, but they're super satisfying somehow.
It's just fun to play.
It's really fun.
And that's what I like in a video game.
A lot of people don't focus on that. Anyway.
Gotta go pee now.
Have fun.
It's
don't
either
fall
made
in.
to be a challenge or it's made to.
I'm not rescuing you.
But whatever.
It's downloading.
Remnant?
Yeah.
Good. The thing is that I haven't progressed in my own game. Each game is separate, so you join each other's games. Me and JD have mostly just been working off of Brandon's game, which means that we can just join yours and help out too. It's fun. You're off tomorrow. Let's fucking do that.
Yeah.
Let's play some fucking Remnant. If no one else is on, you and me can just play co-op.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion. I'm assuming is what she's talking
I
about.
hope so. It's very fucking good. Yeah, we played for 6.5 hours. We just kind of stopped acting like we were streaming. We were just playing it. It's just a fucking good game. It's really satisfying.
See, now I'm gonna stand with you.
Thank you. See, never mind. Fuck what I was about to say about a sign of respect, right?
That doesn't exist. See, you did this last time.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's in there. I gotta keep the apple juice fresh.
Well, you and your viewers appreciate it.
It's 100, you know.
Years old?
100 proof.
It is
100 proof apple.
100 proof apple. This apple had 100 proofs in it before they juiced it.
Is it? Oh, no, it's more.
So it is. Have you put your mouth on this?
No.
Okay. Regardless, I'm not going to do that to you. Is this clean?
Yes, it just had a cork in it.
You just dunked cork out? Where's the cork been? Where have you
there.
put that? You sure?
Yes.
There's a brown spot on it. I'm pretty sure it was the end of your turd.
A full? Man.
Oh yeah, look at that, right on the dot. It's fine. I'm gonna stay for probably another
minute.
hour.
Okay.
I'm gonna text my wife. Give me a second. You talk about what you need to talk about.
I don't.
How's work? How
I've been
crazy
benched
people?
for a week, dude.
That's right. Talk about your injury.
My injury?
Drama's always interesting to people. We're probably going to pick up 117.
Yeah, but the people that are
fucking
watching it have
followers.
already heard the fucking story.
Heard the fucking story. Talk about your new Holland accent. How about that?
Her hinga dinga durgan. Alrighty.
That's racist.
It's, yeah.
We're a bit drunk.
So, I mean, it's...
I'll be back later. What was that sound?
What sound?
I just heard a steam sound.
He started the faucet.
Shh. No, as in like Valve. The
Like-
video game people. I heard a... like from Gary's mod. Am I losing my mind?
Yes.
You both are looking at me like I lost my mind. Fine. I just had my real dementia moment.
He's got a knob in his hand right now, by the way.
What do you want to talk about? Because this guy's a fucking empty
Oh, that's like actual...
basket
I
case.
thought that was the...
No.
Thank you for holding
Boy, that
for
is
me
so
for a
wet.
second. I was going to lose it.
I do have
very
questions
moist laugh.
about your bathroom.
What about it?
Several questions.
Why do you need Drano on tap, dude?
Hold on. I don't know what the fuck's going
The
on.
new one.
Oh yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, anyway, what?
First off, what's going on with your bathtub?
What about it?
The shape, for one thing.
It's wide.
It's very wide. It's big.
Uh-huh.
It's just an oval. It's not a bathtub. It's just an oval with some flat spaces.
I am a
on the
wide
corners.
man.
They didn't build it for you.
No, it used to be much smaller.
Okay.
I got the one that was wide. Because when I sit in a bath, I have to choose whether my knees are submerged or other things are submerged.
Tell me about his toilet.
Your toilet has so much trouble flushing. I dropped the goddamn basket case in that thing earlier, and it just was taking a hot minute.
So
you gotta hold it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put up a
hold
sign.
on.
It says
Hold
the lever.
Hold, please.
Holding. You have to hold the lever. Okay, next question.
So, again, in reference to your bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Did you drink that already?
No, he's going
No,
to.
you're gonna make... I'm afraid you're gonna make me giggle when I try to fucking...
It's gonna
drink
burn all of his sinuses.
Exactly.
Solidarity.
What?
Solidarity?
Solidarity.
Were we at war?
Solidarity?
What the fuck was this?
I don't know.
You mixed solidarity and solitaire.
You dumb cunt. Solidarity.
I got it most of the goddamn way.
I did have solidarity and you got
Next
aggressive.
question about my porcelain throne.
Why do you have 16 different options of, like, shampoo and conditioner?
Okay, I can actually answer that.
Okay.
So I just use Aussie because I'm worth it. And it makes my hair nice and silky. And last time I went and got a haircut, they used their like brand of shampoo, and it made my hair feel real nice and
You
shit.
had your fucking hair shampooed at a fucking salon?
No, like
Go
a barbershop. You know, you can
Yes.
like, wash it before they cut it.
How is that?
I've never had that happen.
I've just gone to Great Clips. How is that?
Where did you go?
Floyd's barbershop. It's
For men.
Those are words.
yeah.
How is it?
Well, the thing is, it's nice to just be pampered for a minute, and that's why I go there. So they fucking wash your hair and shit, and they cut it, and it's real nice. So after I realized like, hey, my hair feels really nice. What do you guys use? And they're like, it's our own fucking special brand. So that's why I got those 2 little bottles, which is the shampoo and conditioner.
Do you think if you can mix them, you can get superpowers like
No.
the white flame?
And then the other things you're probably looking at is probably the 2 different types of body wash. And I just like smelling like different kinds of things. You know, sometimes I'm feeling super fresh, other times I'm feeling whatever the fuck the other one is.
It's tea.
Icky, I believe the word you're looking for.
Icky! And it's all in a nice little fucking corner, and the rest of them are bubbles because I am #worth it, motherfucker.
Okay. I can accept that answer.
Next question?
Just curious. Why is the light switch
On the outside.
and the sink?
Because the engineer's a sadistic bitch. The sink, the sink is sort of like a whole vanity setup. I don't understand it.
But why is it outside of the bathroom?
Where's it supposed to be?
It's not where it's supposed to be. It's why is it in the bedroom over the carpet with the rest of everything else?
What are you doing in this?
Why isn't...
Hashtag.
Okay. So, the problem I have there is, why does your bathroom have carpet?
Okay.
Because the bathrooms are very wet, moist places, not where you want to have a lot of fabric on the floor.
Well, not the bathroom itself. Bathroom is
What are
hardwood.
you, a lifestyle guru? What the fuck is this?
Shut your goddamn mouth, you plaid-wearing
Because
motherfucker.
I don't
Don't
brush
back
my
off.
teeth and wash my
And
face
it's-
like it's a L'Oreal commercial where I just splash nonchalantly with zero regard to what's around me.
That's not the important piece.
It is because it's not that wet.
The sink belongs in the bathroom.
It is in the bathroom.
Because shit happens. It's outside.
In the sink?
No, you just said it's in the bathroom. It's not. You have
It's
a
part-
separate room for your bathroom with this big-ass bathtub with so much extra space, and then your sink is on the outside of your bathroom. It's outside of the door.
Because by the
which
time-
is carpeted, where all the fucking liquid and moisture happens.
No.
Because... Yes.
No, that is not where all the liquid and all the liquid and moisture happens in that fucking room. That little broom closet. All the destruction happens in there, son.
You're an animal.
Yes.
And I know it.
Yeah. And then I need to
So
wash
I
my
know
hands,
that's not
and all the
what
moisture
happens.
stays
But
in the sink.
You have to go.
I don't
out,
just start splashing around with
You-
reckless abandon.
You have to go outside of the room
Yeah?
where all of the cleanliness happens to wash your hands.
It's not like I'm walking out with like shit-smeared fingertips.
The way that you fart, I can't.
No! Everything's clean. Boy,
Your bowel movements prove that that's the sink.
And just in case,
and-
I have the movable shower head. So just in case it gets real bad, I can just step in there. Just direct. I've thought
He's
it
got
out.
an answer for everything! Checkmate! Check fucking mate! We've seen a true fucking collision of brilliant minds here today on Good Talk. These are the important subjects, people. This is what changes the world.
Win!
Okay, let's see.
Incredible.
I don't know what this was in reference to.
+1 Josh. It's 1-0-0 right now. He's in the
listen,
lead.
You win. It's fine. As of right now, I can't. You win.
That
That's
was
fine.
amazing.
I have answered all of your questions and put down all of your opposing points.
Okay. I'm gonna read the last messages from the
Okay.
last 10 minutes because I don't understand what they were in reference
Okay.
to for what we were talking.
Okay.
The first one, 10:33, 6 minutes ago. Tell me about his toilet.
Okay.
A minute later, thank you. Tell them, Josh, what I did.
Right.
In
So
the toilet? You sure you want that?
It was bad. No, just kidding.
Unbelievable.
So
splattered green diarrhea. Go on.
The reason why there was White Claws and alcohol all over the place when you guys showed up today is because these people were over yesterday.
Oh.
And so she has the bladder of a gerbil, and therefore has to piss every 10 minutes. And when it's bad, isn't it?
That's some good tea.
It was hot.
Hot tea.
That is the highest proof you've ever drank at my house.
Wrong.
Other than the absinthe.
Yeah, there you go. Shut up! He's talking about the
that absinthe tea.
The green juice.
Okay.
Let me out.
Okay.
Water.
That's fine.
I need fucking sustenance.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
With everything was going on, I forgot what was in this shot. So I just took...
It's 120 proof.
I just took it like a normal shot of tea. Peppermint.
In my ass.
Actually.
So, anyway,
Oh.
can we recall what we were talking about?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. She kept pissing every 10 minutes. It was ridiculous. And she came down and she goes, "I fixed your toilet." I don't know what that meant. So I guess she shortened the chain that lifts the plunger, and therefore you don't have to hold it as much to like actually get it to flush.
I appreciate that. Why did you do that?
Because she's fucking insane.
Don't answer for her.
What did you say?
For whore?
Don't answer for her.
That's much better.
That was a slur. That wasn't a deliberate insult.
It was an
Let it be
accidental
known.
insult.
Okay, what's the next message after that one?
Tell Josh what I did. It's amazing.
Not sure.
I'm sure that's in reference to
Oh,
something.
my knee!
Oh,
#worth it.
That's
I don't know. And then Blake, take your apple juice. You'll feel better.
I don't feel better. It hurt my throat.
That was some toasty apple juice.
It kind of takes away the lining, doesn't it?
What was that? No, I had cracking at your. No,
Was it
at
cracking?
your place?
No, it was cracking. If
Okay,
you're
it was
talking
your
about
place.
when you
I've
took
had
a double
Kraken also
with me.
That was definitely with him then.
You need to re-upload it. The first time me and Brandon got drunk together is on camera.
Are you talking about
Bennett Foddy.
Bennett Foddy?
We were gonna do.
No, you guys got drunk and played Bennett
That's
Foddy.
the first time we got drunk together.
Have you
and
watched
we
that
played
video?
Bennett Foddy.
No,
It's so good.
It's
So-
ridiculous.
Do you
that's a
want me...
rage-inducing game.
It is. Do you want me to just...
I just got scared. Go on.
Do you want me to just upload the video, or do you want to
Did you guys
re-edit it?
Because I think beating it is actually like a fucking feat.
Oh no, we definitely didn't get close.
No.
I got
Not
fairly
at
close, and then he disrupted everything that was going on.
I undid it. I
Yeah.
undid 100% of the progress you made.
Did you want me to just re-upload what I already
Yes.
edited?
After this, let's make that a thing. We're going to re-upload on this channel because it used to be on a different channel. Or it still is on a different channel. But we're going to re-upload it on this channel because that is a seed of the good boys of me and Brandon collaborating.
What else do you want from that channel? So
Just you.
Bennett Foddy. I'm in everything. Bennett Foddy, Halo 2. What else do you
Halo
want?
2 was funny. Halo 2 is really funny.
So-
I ate shit through a glass pane and it looked really fucking good. It was like Stooges shit. And just broke through.
In real life.
No! In
Oh.
Halo 2, you fuck! You know what? Fuck him. Go on.
I'm trying to think of what else I have on that channel.
There were a few things, but no, yeah, I think we discussed this offline already.
It pissed me off how long it took to flush.
All you had to have was a little patience. Just hold it.
So, what were you saying? She
All you
flucked with
gotta
the-
have is
she
a little
flucked.
bit of
She flucked with the fluck.
She
Fluck.
almost said
She
flucked. She fucked with the plunger.
Like with
In
the
your
because
turtle.
like it
That is
'cause
what fucking
there's
controls
a
that.
little arm that's attached to the plunger with the chain. When you push it raises.
Yes.
Is that guitar tuned?
No.
Cool.
Doubtful. I have been meaning to dive into it.
Can I tune it and can I play it?
Right now?
Don't
Yes.
tune it on screen, you fuck.
I'll be over there.
No. You know what? You do you. Give me goddamn attitude. Unbelievable. I don't want to deal with you.
What goddamn diva?
Fucker. You goddamn Jenner.
Oh. Anyway.
Your toilet's bullshit. And that's the end of the story.
So
it's really not, because you live with it long enough, just like my wide oval of a bathtub. You just get used to it. Like, you would probably drown in the motherfucker. Yeah. I can't get below my chest unless my knees are up here. Like, I am a giant.
None. It's fair. Sometimes we just accidentally fall into the places that fit with us.
Are you saying is this an allusion to destiny? What the fuck just happened? That sounded more deep
that was
than you definitely
that was
intended.
That was a philosophical dive.
That was a philosophical devotion into
It was definitely philosophical.
Into the mind and body of Guru here, Brandon
Guru
D.
Redhead.
Holland. What the fuck are we talking about?
Nothing at this point. Now it's just devolved into...
Let's just fucking cut it. So you can tune your fucking guitar.
Alright. Honestly, this was productive.
This was a productive stream. We had some things to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to try and maintain that.
We had a wonderful audience. Karen with your banana bread, I miss you.
Yeah.
Come back to me. And to the audience member who was the most active? Active.
Did you see that? He had a brain blast. I covered his face, obviously, but when he was off camera, he said, think.
Thank you for joining us.
And then it showed a little atom in his brain pulsing rapidly, and then he said active.
Oh, God.
Thank you. We most likely won't be back for a very long time.
We should do this more often, though.
We really should.
Okay. So,
we need JD here, though.
Who?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You said we need Jay here, though.
We need JD here, though.
There you go.
There I go.
Wait. Stop.
Wait. What? What?
Have a good day.
Where's the fucking mouse?
Where's the fucking mouse?
We love you all.
Good Lord.
How long was it?
It hasn't stopped. Brandon, what are you waiting for? Do we have an outro? Do we need to do an outro?
That was the outro.
Thank you, everybody, for
Is it
watching.
still going?
Look, it says stop streaming. Thank
Oh.
you, everybody, for going. We'll be back next time with more things related to things that have to do with
other
the planet,
things.
with world, and
There was
inward breathing. We're going to teach you all sorts of different lifestyle shit. Stop.